Lopez holding it down. Host Skill, DJ Digiwaxx, DJ Reg 1210, DJ Ecofina, of course DJ Swerve Hits, of course Tammy Marie, of course T Rex, DJ Ange, DJ Old School DJ, Ascot Radio, and of course DJ Cuddy Rex. Anyway, we're back. Thoughts on the album? Thoughts on those records? What are we saying about Snoop and Dre? Has it met expectations? Has it not met expectations? What's the general consensus here? D. Lopez, drop a bomb on everybody.
Yes. I liked it. I don't think it's a classic, and I guess I'm comparing it to the Chronic and the Chronic 2000 because it's Dre and he produced the whole album. This is a Snoop album, so we got to take it for what it is. I felt like I could have did without like 2 or 3 tracks. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 16 tracks. They would have cut out like 13. I mean, excuse me, if they would have cut out like 3 and just kept it like to the best 13, I think would have been better. I like the international feel. I love the song with Sting. I love the a song with Jelly Roll. What else? It was just and it's fire. It got some dope beats. The singles out the blue is fire. So I do like it. Wouldn't say it's a classic, but out of 1 to 5, I give it at minimum of 4. And I did enjoy the listen. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, so it didn't go 4 to me. It's there. It's up there. It's definitely up there. There is a notch higher, the 4.5 to 5 stars. So it's not a classic to you, but it is a 4. Okay, Ascot Radio, great quality, but mid at best. Feel free to expand. Ascot Radio, you want to say something? All right. DJ Endzone.
I heard parts and little bits of it on social media. So far, I'm liking the things I'm hearing. I haven't heard the full album yet. It's probably just me, but when any album come out, I have to be like in the I want to listen to the whole entire album mood, and it hasn't hit me yet. I ain't even hear the whole Kendrick album yet. I hear parts of the songs, but not the whole album yet. I got to be in the mood to hear the album. Like, okay, I'm bored. I want to listen to the whole album. Just lay in the bed, got my headphones on, and listen to it. It's probably just me, but that's just how I am. But so far, I'm liking everything from what I've been hearing.
That's scale of 1 to 5. Where you rating it?
And for the stuff I'm hearing right now, I give it a 5.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's good. Okay. Gary Archer, I saw you had your hand up. You want to say something?
I mean, I want to say something, but I'm biased. I'm super biased. Let's understand. I'm from the West Coast, and there's a certain time going on right now, and let's remember the age bracket Snoop and Dre is and the type of music they were able to create in today's era. Like, to me, that's classical shit. I'm able to mesh with whatever anyone thinks is cool, and guess what we're going to do? We're still going to keep it G. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't change their style. They didn't try to make a song like no one. They're like, no, it's authentic West Coast hip hop. Like, it has a chance to, like, once the West Coast grabs it like it's supposed to, everyone's going to, like, let's see, I'm old enough, and y'all, like, people talk about the Chronic and people talk about Doggy Style, but there's a lot of motherfuckers across this country that wasn't fucking with it. I was working the records. So I know it takes time, so I get it. And people are looking at it like, they're not Kendrick Lamar. They don't make the same music. So it's like, that's Snoop Dogg. He makes G music. And I think they had a home run, especially for their audience. Like if they grab anyone 20 years and under, that's like extra home run. Like, everyone 35 and up, they're fucking with this. Period. And West Coast young all the way down, because it is what it is and what's about to happen. But there's always this bias on the West Coast. Like we've only been on one time, and since then Atlanta's had it. Like, New York had it, the West Coast had it, and Atlanta's kind of had it. This Atlanta, Detroit kind of areas had it this last a long time. Well, Miami had it for a little while too, right? So it's like, as DJs, we got to look at things like, oh shit, in the grand scheme of the music landscape, I think it's incredible. That's all. Because look at all the shit that comes out. These guys could have missed so hard. There's so many greats that try to do it that miss so hard. And I think they're really right in the pocket with what's happening. I fuck with it. But that's Gary. You know, I'm biased. West
So
Coast?
you're giving it a 5 out of 5.
Absolutely. 5 out of 5, baby. I just can't believe it even happened. So just that alone makes it a 5 out of 5. Just like to understand what it took to make that happen. That's all.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Strong opinion. That's good. DJ Swerve.
All right, so for the people that knows Gary, just because it's West, it don't matter. I fucks with it way before, I was hyped about it. The music, good music is good music. But when I first listened to it, I listened to it on a larger scale of things. Just the mix and master and the sonics of the way it sounded versus, because I went from that and then Joe came out that day as well, and it was like A and B. It was like A and B. It's like me going from CD to MP3. And for those that know that talk, y'all should know what it sounds like. So I didn't do from 1 to 5. I did from 1 to 10, and I gave it a 9. I put it over, Kendrick, because I like the diversity of the music. I'm tired of people rating things from what they did 25 years, 30 years ago. Let it go. Get out of the 90s. Get out of the 80s. These guys are older. You know what I'm saying? They live in a whole different new life. So they still kept a little bit in there, but it's still great quality. I think the best quality, and when I say that quality, is the mixing, the instrumentation in the music, the way everything you can hear sonically, you can hear everything in there, and everything is balanced. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little, I said happy before the album came out. So I think I already listened to it over 10 times. I got the vinyl coming on the way. I ordered the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it's a classic right now. You can't say anything's a classic from a couple of days it being out. You got to give it some time. But will I see myself playing it in the future? For sure. For sure. So I gave it like a 9, out of 10. But I agree. It's like 3 songs on there that I can skip. Other than that, the rest of the stuff I'll play.
All right. Dope. Just some context here. I do love the album as well, and this is my personal opinion. There were just some records on it that made me feel good. Period in the story. Music is something that also, it gets complicated when you stop loving it for yourself too. Anyway, real quick, DJ Old School, then we're gonna go to DJ C Styles, and then we're gonna get into the next topic because there's a lot that happened in a week. 7 days is crazy.
What's good? Digiwaxx family, Old School from Sage Town, putting it down. I'm just, I had kind of mixed feelings about the album. I mean, it's very well produced. Like C Styles was saying, very sonically appealing to the ears. Some of the beats I thought were kind of simple and basic, but at the same time, that's not really a bad thing. You keep it simple, and that's the formula for really success to me. You oversaturate or overcomplicate a song, and then it doesn't sound right. So my rating on this would probably be, out of 5, I would give it like a 4.5, 5. I can't give it a 5. I ain't gonna say it's the greatest thing I've heard, but it's got a lot of good joints on it. So that's my take on it.
Fair enough. Brother C Styles.
Okay, see, my thing is this. We are all forgetting the caliber of Dre. Dre's been on his A game since day one. So sonically, music-wise, you can't expect nothing less. That's number one. Number two, they're not gonna follow suit and do what everybody else is doing. That's why they keep winning, because they staying in a lane. Number three, the album is dope. Even though Dre didn't rap on a lot of the album, he produced the whole album. And analog wise, you can tell what's analog and digital. Dre's been analog since day one. That's why he has that Dre sound, because it's analog. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, the album is dope. Yes, we can all agree a couple of records we could skip, but overall, you can't expect nothing less from a Dre and Snoop project.
So that's what American New is. And because people aren't in the network business, they may not understand what that even means. So if you're making content that's compelling, of course, I'm going to give you the platform. And the way I break bread is 60-40 in the content creators' favor, 60-40, not of what's left of the CPM, but of the full CPM. So really, it would be better, honestly, if everybody downloaded it so they could see what I'm talking about. The technology is better than Disney. I don't need a news truck outside with the big pole and the antenna to broadcast. Now I could do it from my phone or with 3 cam.
Okay, that's fine.
So that means that when if COVID proof, pandemic proof, we could broadcast any event that we want live. So if you got the plug to Netflix to put whatever you want on Netflix, then you should use that plug. And you have to understand the power that y'all have right now. So it's just elements of different people, I think. But at the end of the day, I'm fully convinced that I'm a superhero. And I think we all are, but people have convinced us that we are not. I just won't let nobody convince me that I'm not a superhero. And I'm going to fight for what I love. And I'm going to be the enemy to those that are hurting the people I love. Now you got to push yourself, make yourself uncomfortable to be great. If you want a different result, you got to do things different. Whether you like your life or not, you always want to grow at least 10%. So you got to change at least 10%. But for me to do something different, I got to change the way I've done things. And I constantly try to look for how to do things different, how to make myself uncomfortable because it's brand new, because I want to be great. I'm overqualified to do shit that I've done before. I'm not a ringer. I want to be a rookie and be rookie of the year. Every year is something new.
Digiwaxx.
Wednesday.
We here at American New Studios, so I'll take you to the studio and I'll talk from there.
So wait, where's the studio located?
It's in Florida, Winter Haven.
Oh,
It's about an hour away from Tampa and an hour away from Orlando. It's like, right in the middle of Polk County. So everybody comes over here to do the cool shit,
we see the new.
Yeah, that's where we recorded this whole new project at in 5 days.
But first, just want to say, thank both of y'all for the music, for the culture, for the commitment over the years. From the beginning to what's now. The fact that y'all still creating and doing stuff, especially dope, and just happy.
Digiwaxx Radio.
They were selling it on, they try to sell it on different platforms, but I'll say this. This is why Spotify recently stopped giving everybody money. So they messed up the game. So now you have to have at least 1,000 organic plays to get a check from Spotify. 1,000
Organic
plays.
1,000?
At least 1,000. And it's the reason why is because Spotify has to pay out on these streams, right? Let's say these fake streams, but Spotify's main expense is what? It's their servers. They actually have to pay for everybody who puts music on their server, on their platform. The server has to house the music. And that expense is
through the roof.
Probably a couple $100,000 a month.
A month?
A month.
Oh, damn.
I mean, we're talking about, I don't even know. I'm just gonna put out there something like 1,000 yettabytes of content. I don't even, and what that would equate to is such a big no. I mean, if somebody put 100,000 titles a week, sometimes I'm hearing 250 a week of songs from all genres of music, and they got to sit on a server somewhere and be able to be accessed that
forever.
Somebody can play forever.
Damn, no, I really never even thought about it like that.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
Like they're never going nowhere. It's not like a limited time, and then they keep them like they sit there.
If you run a basic website, you need basic storage. You're probably paying, let's just say, basic $20 to $50, maybe $80 a month, maybe $8 or $100, maybe that in that range for a basic joint.
Yeah,
basic.
Yeah, facts. Damn.
A record pool and all these things are paying thousands
a month.
A music streaming service.
Yeah. All right.
Digiwaxx Radio.
Yeah, I guess shout out to everybody who dropped new music. It's been a decent new music week. It's actually one of the better ones in the last 3 weeks. I feel like this is actually picked up. You had Benny drop.
Yeah.
We had come out. Megan's new single, which is
got the streets buzzing.
The
internet buzzing.
I saw Nicki did make a post.
Yeah, you saw that. So what you think? See, she had that in the tuck.
I think I really think it's that
hiss, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that is. I think it's clever, but it's not aimed at Nicki. I don't think
Me neither.
So. I think that Nicki wouldn't even react like that because she took it as a joke, which was funny as hell.
Why she came back on IG with the record? You think she had that in the tuck? Because that was kind of fast, bro.
She had a record already. She previewed
a response on live like an hour later. Like, did you already have that, Nick? Like,
yeah,
she had it right here. Like, I dare you.
And to be honest with you, she might have got some intel on it, but that's sort of crazy. You're telling me that she already had a response.
And she played a little. Maybe I don't know if I could download it and try to send it so we can hear it. But she had like a little snippet on IG Live. But she ain't dropped it yet. I'm about to look for it right now, but I don't think it dropped.
Wow.
But she came back ASAP. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, that's how you do it. ASAP.
Okay, so
ASAP. We're not giving you no.
That's the thing about hip hop, man.
kind of going with what we're hearing on the radio now, but still remaining with some of the classic Fat Joe cadence and delivery. I mean, he's older too. I mean, it's hard to change with the time. It's hard for people from this time to even have records that sound good. So, I mean, all kudos to just the longevity of him as an artist and the humbleness to be able to change with the times. I dig the record. I would give him I would say a 4.25 out of 5.
All right, that's
You know what I mean?
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, 4.25 out of 5. Anybody else? I see DJ Tommy Brown just tapped in. Sean Dog, I see you, and a couple others. So if anybody has something they want to say, all right. DJ Ohio Watson said 2 good records. Let's see. DJ Reg 1210 said dope. Devonnie Bryant said 9 out of 10. DJ Hera said I busted dope moves. Lala from X Squad really is saying some deep stuff. We got to talk about all of that. DJ Enzone, go ahead.
I heard in the second song he actually touched base on him saying nigga, and I remember it was early this year. A lot of people were saying, should he even be saying that word because he ain't black, he's Puerto Rican and all that. So it's actually I don't know if I should say surprising or what that he actually talked about that in the song. So I'm like, wow, it just earlier this year people was talking about him saying the N-word and how they didn't want him saying it. And they was like, well, if you're not black, period, you shouldn't say it and all.
Man,
but I was like, well, he was saying
Puerto Ricans grow up in the hood, man. I never thought Puerto Ricans grew up with everybody else. I feel like that's not even an issue to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, he grew up with everybody else, so you know.
Yeah, it never bothered me either. I'm like, well, he been saying it for years and nobody said nothing about it till now. I mean, it never bothered me.
That's Tariq Nasheed and all that bullshit. We ain't got time for it. We just one world. Everybody's ain't nobody saying it in a derogatory way. He grew up. He's from Forest Projects. You know what I mean? He's from one of the toughest places in the entire 5 boroughs, entire tri-state of the New York region. He's certified. I don't have a problem with it, personally.
As someone that grew up in the city of Chicago in a neighborhood where there was nothing but Black and Latino families, Mexican and Puerto Ricans get a pass. I don't care what you say. Fight me for it.
Hell, I agree.
That's some new millennium shit. When I grew up around Mexicans too. And
I grew up in the 80s, so don't miss me with that millennial stuff.
They didn't say
He
that.
talking about you though, Raj. He talking about the younger people. Go ahead, Ascot.
They didn't say that where I was from. I'm from South Central LA. I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s and 90s. They didn't start saying that till after 2000. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, in my region.
Right. And that's the thing too, where you from may change stuff, but it really wasn't a big thing for that. You know what I mean? So, but they still let you picked up on that end zone because so did I. I did pick up on that. Like that's a major point of the song that made me think about, the record or whatever. So yes. So it's all good. A lot of new albums came out, as I said before. I know there's new records coming this weekend as well. Of course, we're in the holiday season, so we'll get into a little bit of that and whatnot. And yes, shout out to Britney, because I'm gonna say this, man. This Jay-Z story bothered me from the second it came out. From the instant it came out, I personally thought it was some bullshit. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's so easy for people to come up and say things about people who have worked their ass off to get out of the condition or to come from nothing to actually creating something. And there's no repercussion for it. You could just say anything about anybody and it gets picked up by the quote unquote mainstream media. And it gets broadcast it as if it's a fact, and all of a sudden your reputation takes a hit, your business takes a hit because somebody had a mental illness or because somebody had a jealousy or just somebody just, felt like doing it. And now this person is saying that there are inconsistencies in the story. The father said, well, that's something so big. I felt like we would have spoken about that. That never happened. There's other artists that were mentioned that weren't even in town. Come to think of it, Jay-Z wasn't even in town, which is it's a very trying time because I know people want to go crazy. Average man, woman would want to go crazy. And I just think it's unfair that people's legacies, and it doesn't matter, that this has nothing to do with color. This has everything to do with just what's right and what's wrong. And I don't think people's character, legacies, anything should be challenged because somebody else decided to make up a lie about them. I think it's just crazy. And I don't know if anybody has anything they want to say or touch on when it comes to this issue, but I saw Brittany say something in the chat about it, and I just wanted to get that off my chest because I think it's whack. Jay-Z has a family, he has a wife, he has daughters, son. They're humans.
I wanted to say something.
Go on, Lala.
Hey, I'm Lala News 3 or Lala Madness News to some people. And yeah, so I was trying to figure out where that hand raising thing was. So okay. Basically, it's going to be the Jay-Z story, a lot of other stories. This is all about an industry reset. The industry reset has been happening since the Young Thug situation, which I got a call about 2-3 months before that happened. Okay, about what the industry was going to be expecting, what type of music they wanted. Then they wanted me to, I haven't been able to touch a mumble rap artist in at least 2 years because I know we can't do anything with that due to the fact of the reset. Okay, so the objective is to push all of them in a corner. As far as the digital age people, which that's exactly who Universal and Atlantic let go, is the people that they signed a bunch of Insta famous deals for. So the reps that signed those $1 million deals for people that don't have a fan base nor can generate a fan base because bots are not coming to China to go to anybody's show and they don't buy merch or CDs. So those people will be stuck getting the 0.002 cent from Spotify, which the TikTok issue was really all about. It had nothing to do with China. It had everything to do with Universal putting the pressure and they foot on the TikTok neck because TikTok was paying actual real prices because they were looking out, right? Well, they was like, no, we got it ran over here where, we agree to pay them this much. And they all have a set agreement, which will be like your iTunes and all of the other DSPs. So the objective is to not, to keep the people over there because the artists have to now get back to the labels. So they cut themselves off because the labels will come find you if you get hot enough. But when the artists don't want to pay for their studio time, they want everything free. That's never how it went. You're about to be competing with people who sold albums out of trunks. I was in a studio with 15 artists last year. With 15 artists last year that were making new albums to get ready to flood the market with the old school era. So it's going back to your Dr. Dre and your Snoop and your Ghetto Mafias and your 8Ball and MJG. That's your acceptable conscious rap would be like your J. Cole. They tested it out with Nas's album when Nas and who was that? Nas and Wu-Tang, I think, went on tour. So they had to expand tour dates for them, and that was a test. And Nas's album had no promotion, but it hit the charts week after week. You have other people on the mumble rap side that they had to cancel tour dates due to not being able to get the sales of the tickets, but then they have popularity. Okay, so they've weighed all that out. They've tested all this right in everybody's face. When TikTok didn't want to submit to the price change and to pay people less, that's why you got the TikTok music stores leaving Okay, that's why you got the TikTok. So China ain't got nothing to do with that. It's a whole lot, going on the backside in order for the reset to happen, which means the digital era is out pretty much, and everyone from the old school that could sell albums out of trunks, shake hands, make connections, and network, they're going to be competing with people that had to stand in the radio station line for 2 hours to hope their song get played. Now send an email. So now the digital people do not know how to function on that because they made it digitally, or they think they did. But nobody will come to their shows because they haven't built a fan base, a true fan base. So that's going back to that on that end. Now, as far as the reset happening with the Jay-Z and all the other stuff coming out, it's going to be way more than that. That list is long, and they all tie into each other. Okay, so I call it the 99 and 2000s era, right? So the 99 and 2000s, as Juvenile would say, is what's coming back, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt a lot of careers, and this has never stopped since the Me Too movement. They're using the same agenda, and you'll see the same storyline play out amongst different people because that's just as they say, the world is our stage. So that's just that. With the AI thing, it was AI was being tested out because Taylor Swift and everybody had went to court. And you can look this up, saying that they were in fear that the AI would be taking over. If you drop 2 albums in the AI, it could sound like you, it could write an album like you. They tested it out with Tupac and whoever ran around on the stage as a hologram. Okay, so you could do a whole concert without an artist. So they were in court saying, hey, we're in fear of this. So they went and tested it out with BBL Drizzy. Now it went viral. It was created by the AI, which happened to be 2 weeks before, right? 2 weeks before Wallonius, who was a comedian, all of a sudden dropped that on the stage 2 weeks before. And then Metro Boomin go and get it. And then Drake said, oh, well, I'm glad I could be the one to bring you back to this side. Kendrick wasn't. He's been in pop for the last couple of years. They can't exist in the same genre until it's time. Now it's time. So this is when all of them, so that era, which if you look, Drake comes from Degrassi. He's a actor. So that was the actor era period for the whole music industry, because you could be what you want. You could have ghostwriters. You don't have to really be an artist. I mean, you could throw industry plants all over the place. Nobody's going to catch them. Now you have to really know kind of what you're doing in this area, and then the ones that want to still play that digital game can go and get the 0.002 cent where they're gonna push them at anyway.
Well, this is a lot.
It's like a lot. It's a lot going on listen. It, so it intertwines. I
think that you touched on a few things, on a lot of things, and what you're essentially saying is that there's still this fight for control of our music industry, fight for control of the royalties, who gets them, how they're paid out, what that rate is, fight for control for who's allowed to put out music. Sounds like you're trying to go back into creating a gatekeeping system where That's give correct. You the power to put your content out, which is going to be very hard.
Yep, they're there. That's where they are, and they are only going to be so. It's going back to you're right. It's going back to the gatekeeping era of that. And so you're going to have a connection, which means that artists will have to find proper management. That artists will have to know and have certain things in place, which now in the digital era, they didn't feel like they had to do that because they felt like they knew it all. So if you know it all, then you don't need the label. So the label's left.
Quantum said at this point, it's not a bad thing. We're going to get into this discussion for sure. Oh my good. Gary.
Like they've been resetting for 2 years.
Here we go. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Hey, Lala, you speaking that gospel. Yes. So imagine this, CL. Imagine being someone that's from that era that goes outside, that has the ability to be like, hey, how you doing? That ability. And it went digital, and everyone's like, what are you going to do? And then all of a sudden, someone like that also figures out the digital landscape. And then all of a sudden you figure out the digital landscape, and all of a sudden, guess what? It's back to you got me fucked up. I'm just like, I've been saying active is attractive. You get outside, you make someone a part of your fucking movie. They're going to buy the movie, make their family watch the movie, buy every shirt, everything included with the movie. The music, the soundtrack. Artists understand it. Let's go.
They just now telling them about and I told people, if they're telling you just now how to go find your digital money and how to go do this, they moved on already. They already moved on to something else. The minute they tell you, oh, here you go. Look what your money's over there. You'd be surprised how many artists have never okay. Last year I almost bust out DRT altogether. They told me, shut up. This was November 2023. I told them where DRT was going and how Media Base and BDS was going to take everybody over there. And then now your radio station's about to get hit with fines. That ain't even happened yet. Every radio station that is not registered in Media Base or BDS, or at least have a blanket license for ASCAP and BMI, is about to get hit with a fine. You see your DJs run around with the Serato because Serato will pay the artists their royalties. So this is going to be a royalty game, and all of it. It's a whole, what you call it, on the digital side, which is going to make them have to go to the selling albums out of trunks, or they want to put the little people in that era. Stay over there. That's what they say. Go on over there. Because the real people that's going to have the connections to make the money going to be selling the albums out of trunks that the digital era does not know how to do.
All right. Well, hold that thought. We're going to play a joint. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk to a company that might be able to help somebody. Shout out to B-Tip. B-Tip is live somewhere. Shout out to B-Tip in the building. Where you at, B-Tip? All right. He's spinning in the mix. Shout out to South Central California. Actually, he's in Long Beach, so shout out to Long Beach. Ascot, I know you over there in South Central. Soul Love, all right, let's play something. Come back. We're going to talk to a company that's doing something revolutionary in the space that can help with some of these things. And how do you stay bullshit proof? Let's talk about it.
Aw, babe, you found our Christmas picture?
Of course I did. Remember that Christmas party we met 8 years ago?
I can't believe you still have it.
It's Christmas time again, my favorite time of year. I need some Christmas music, that's all I'm trying to hear. My kids' Christmas list is longer than Santa's beer. My tree is decorated and lit like a chandelier. My coworker sent me an invitation, said he was throwing a party and asked could I attend the celebration. I said of course I can, for surely I'm stopping by. I stepped inside the party, that's when you caught my eye. I seen you walking by, well I saw that sweater first. If anyone else was rocking it, it would never work. Excuse me, queen, I ain't trying to be mean, but that's gotta be the ugliest sweater I've ever seen. But I still think you super fly, let's get that understood. Your sweater's super ugly, but you make it look good. So if I could, I would like to spend some time together. I just gotta know one thing, where you find that sweater?
Ugly sweater, I never thought I would, till I saw you under mistletoe. I never seen nothing look so good, the way you rockin' that ugly sweater. You make it look so fine. There's no place I'd rather be than with you at Christmas time, at Christmas time. Whoa, at Christmas time, whoa, at Christmas time. Santa's on his way, I swear I hear a sleigh, and all the kids asleep, tucked in bed they lay. And you and me are here, around the fireplace, I watch you fall asleep while I just lie awake. I swear I need to put a bow on you. The only gift I need is holding you. See you to make my whole life better. I know I said I hate your sweater, I think you might have changed my mind. Cause how you rockin' it, you so damn fine. You made me light up like some Christmas lights every time I see your smile. And I can't wait to see the gifts under the Christmas tree. The kids tearing up the paper, laughing blissfully. We living life and it don't get no better. To think it all started with your ugly sweater. Ugly sweater, I never thought I would, till I saw you under mistletoe. And never seen nothing look so good, the way you rockin' that ugly sweater. You make it look so fine. There's no place I'd rather be than with you at Christmas time, at Christmas time. Whoa. at Christmas time.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
All right. We're back. New music. Gary, might well tell everybody what's going on with that.
Oh man, I always appreciate our platform, but like, cause we got people that are always, the comments, just people listening is incredible. That's my partner Henny Holyfield and his friend Doe, the Unknown. They got a radio show on Tuesdays called Top Shelf Radio up in Sacramento that be going crazy. But Henny Holyfield, that's the guy that did the Go Grandma song. He came on here last year, like a little earlier in the year. And like he always like does songs for the people. And that dude Doe, the Unknown, is like an incredible comic. He just don't know that. They're both on the call. I don't know. Yeah, we probably ain't got time, but if we do, dope. But I'm just like want to shout them out. They do a lot for the community and they put a lot of people, their platform is open and that's why I welcome to the call. You know what I mean?
Dope. And they from the Bay also.
Bay and Sacramento. Henny was born raised in San Jose, Sacramento like years ago, and then that's with Doe. Doe, I think he's a Sacramento kid. So Bay, that's close enough. Bay Area, Northern California for sure.
Shout out to Northern Cali. Shout out to Sacktown. Shoot, Bay Area. That's what's up. I see you in the house, Henny Holyfield. You want to say something real quick?
Oh man, I just sit back waiting. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the comments in the chat. I appreciate the feedback. I just wanted to do something feel good for Christmas. Me and my brother Dirk put that together. And I'm just loving the feedback that it's getting and hope that it gets added to as many holiday playlists as possible. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all in here, man.
Beautiful, man. That's what's up, man. Well, welcome to platform. I know you've been on before. And it's good to make holiday songs and just make music, man. So, good stuff. Reaction's been great. And I guess we just need the DJ pack, or the song pack so that we can put it up, So just that. All right, shifting the conversation back to a little bit of what we were just speaking about, but not going too far away from it. There are definitely solutions, and I think technology is always going to crack the code on the system in terms of keeping things independent and you being able to monetize. And one of the platforms that I've had the pleasure to just work with and talk to, I believe they're on the call now, is a platform called .hip hop, which is a domain. But it offers some pretty special properties to it. Scott, are you here? Oh no, you're on mute.
Is that better?
That's way better. Yes. So Scott Pruitt is in the building, representing hip hop, and representing what I think is an opportunity for everybody to tap into the future of music distribution and distribution through Web3, as well as just having a .hip hop domain and owning your IP and owning a piece of the culture. Also want to shout out Jenny Watson, who's in the building as well. Jenny, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
All right.
What's up?
Yeah, man. Well, welcome to New Music Wednesdays. I don't know if you've been here before, but this is our humble platform where we come together every week, share music, share ideas, concepts, and try to put each other on to the next way for people to be able to make money and monetize and do great out here. So that being said, welcome to the platform again. Let's talk .hip hop, man. Let's talk domains. Let's just get into it. What is .hip hop? And how does it benefit, let's say, a DJ or an artist, so they can monetize what they're doing?
Jenny, you want to go ahead and take off for that?
Well, you know, Scott's the professional, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. No, .hip hop is a TLD. You know, basically think of a .com. So right now, for the last many years, everyone.
Wait, hold on, I gotta stop you right there. I gotta stop you at the beginning. So a TLD, just gotta hold everybody's hand through this. What is a TLD? We need some education.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get past that piece, man. I mean, like TLD is a top level domain.
Good.
And that's what a .com is. .com, .io, .ai, .anything, that's a TLD. And TLD is the access point to the internet. So in order for you to get on internet, whether you're using Facebook, Instagram, you know, on your apps and whatever, it has to use a TLD. You can't get on the internet any other way. And so for the last 30 years, the TLD that we all most know is .com. And what we probably didn't know, because I didn't know, is that .com is not owned by the government, it's owned by a corporation, by people. And that blew me away, right? So then that means that things like .club, .org, .nyc, .whatever, those are all owned by people, launched by people for whatever the purpose is. So what if there was a .hip hop? Who would own that? Wouldn't that be some cool shit like for the culture to own .hip hop? And it made sense that, you know, if you can even get a .hip hop, if the governing body of the internet allowed it to happen, then DJs could have, you know, DJ Swerve .hip hop, artists could have Busta Rhymes .hip hop, labels could have, you know, I was gonna say Bad Boy, but you know, Bad Boy .hip hop, whatever, right? Hip hop would become the community access point for the entire culture versus a .com that doesn't represent us, doesn't mean anything for us, and we damn sure don't own anyway. So going into Web3, whether you're using, you know, on the blockchain, Bitcoin, you know, getting paid in crypto, in the metaverse, or just keeping it simple and doing your thing on social media, on Web2, having a normal website, having a LinkedIn bio, any of that, that's what this does. It's just a .hip hop and a way for us to recognize each other and give each other props and know exactly where to go. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? If I know an artist, he's gonna have a .hip hop, I just go to that artist .hip hop and get their merch, get their music, get their whatever. It's way simpler, and we get to manage and own it.
Yeah. And what I think is also incredible and dope is because, you know, we are in the Web3 golden era, right? We went through the first phase. You had Mt. Gox, you had all this stuff happen. People's Bitcoin got stolen, and, you know, Ethereum broke, and all these things happened. And now we're in the next phase, which is now, I would say, you know, the golden age. And why that's important in music to me is because artists, DJs who are also artists, and either other people in the culture can now create their own social tokens, right? They can create their own pieces of value. You know, you may want to call it an NFT or whatever, and say, hey, I just came out with an EP, right? I want to make it available for my community. How am I going to do that? Well, you go to, you know, myname.hiphop, and you can connect your wallet, and you can buy my project via my social token right there through the domain, which is, I think, incredible, because one of the issues we were just talking about is that the music business has been an evil empire for a long time. And what I mean by that is that, it's designed to be predatory. It's the contracts were one-sided, very one-sided, all the way across. And now we're in a place where things are flipped. Artists actually owning the majority of their IP, their content, and everything else. And what's going on is that, just like the Empire Strikes Back, they're trying to strike back by coming up with ways to continue to control that power. But when you have a Web3 platform, and be able to have a domain that allows you to access Web3's powers, like a .hip hop, you can completely bypass all of that by going direct to fan with your content and building a community around it and creating your own value through your own token raise or your own NFT drops or your own projects that you launch within your own ecosystem. Anyway, I know I'm sort of going off the rails, but that's really what the benefit is. And for you to be able to get it, because how much is the .hip hop domain?
Right now, you can get them. We're full disclosure. CL is one of our affiliates, so you can use a coupon code called Digiwaxx at porkbun.com and register it there. It's the best price you'll find it anywhere. It's under $20 for a year. And just to give you an idea, it's like, .com's been around since the 90s. And the people that got in early and started buying names for either investment purposes or to build businesses, they got the best names out there, right? I mean, you think about names like hotels.com or wallstreet.com or any of these names like Single Word, those names hold value. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how much Elon Musk just spent when he acquired Twitter. He changed it and rebranded it to X.com, right? Well, that X.com was, that was like an 8-figure sale. Whoever was sitting on that ended up selling that to Elon Musk for a sick amount of money. And the thing is a scarcity, right? So when you look at .com and he bought X, how many letters are there in the alphabet? There's only 26, right? So there's only 26 names that end in .com that you could ever own and register. Well, .hip hop's the same way, right? So you have all these names that are available. There's like over 200 million registrations in .com right now. There are under 2,000 .hip hop registrations. So the types of quality names that are out there that could be used for a business or just for your own digital identity are crazy. I mean, names like news.hip hop are available right now. And it's available for sale. But when it comes to like digital identity, some people be hard pressed to find their own name, like let's say your DJ handle, your DJ name in a .com. If you can, that's great. But a lot might find that they're not able to do that. You can get your DJ handle .hip hop, and that can be used in a number of ways. It can be used to build a website. It can be used to build a link tree. It can be used to forward your social media. But that top level domain, as we were talking about in the beginning, that's like the foundation that everything sits on, right? So if you're Facebook.com, Instagram.com, X.com, they're all .coms, right? And there's a brand associated with that. When you're using your own name as a .hip hop, you're building your own brand that way. It's your name .hip hop. And from there, you can do all those different things. You can have personalized email, a website, a link tree. And as CL was mentioning, with Web3 now, that name can actually be a wallet address. So you can, let's say you're using Ethereum cryptocurrency. You can assign your crypto hash, which is the address where you receive money, and make that your name.hip hop. And that's an easy way for people to transact. And by having it that way, the same thing, your intellectual property, the songs that you produce, that you release, you can put them in an NFT form, and then only the people that are paying you directly will have access to that music.
Yeah, man. And it's awesome. And I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I got down with it is because I am a futurist, and I have to look at it like .com. We were here with .com. I remember when music.com was available. I remember when, there were a lot of things available for .com way back in the 90s. And as we evolve, there will be more people using top level domains for different parts of their businesses, no matter what. And hip hop is not going to go backwards. It's going to grow and grow and continue to grow. And if you listen to Scott, what he was telling you, there's two ways for you to make money here. One is getting your dot hip hop for yourself and creating and using that to help manage your business currently, right? Monetize your business currently, evolve your business currently. We did touch on Web3 and how that can happen, and there's a lot more to that, but you have to be that, but you need to own that for yourself. Second part is buying domain names and eventually reselling them to people as time goes and things become more popular, that hip hop becomes more popular, owning some of the names that people may want to buy one day. And really looking at that as a positive play. And then I think the third benefit, I mean, that's how you monetize right now. But the third benefit is that, both Jenny and Scott have been really, I would say, focused with their strategy of and dedication to give certain domains to actual artists. So mclight.hiphop, they've dedicated to say, we're going to give you this, Busta Rhymes out hip hop, and certain artists that, are revered within the culture will also be able to get their name. And I think that's a crazy thing because you're creating this sort of exclusive that nobody else in all of, the domain culture is doing that. And I think that is something that gives you a unique look because, people start to feel like, yo, I'm a part of something that's sort of exclusive, and I was able to get my name, and I'm using it and everything. So,
well, that's the whole thing. It comes down to use. Everyone has to use it, and I think that long term, and we talk about this. I mean, with that whole thing about whether or not someone's still trying to take the music from you, but long term, hip hop is a community. And one of the challenges we've had as a community is not having the ability to recognize each other easily, well, or to stay inside of a easily identifiable form. So people might look at the way we dress and say, yeah, that's that hip hop kid over there because my hat was backwards or my pants were down or I was wearing the fresh whites, white on whites, whatever. So they might say, yo, that's a hip hop kid, but that doesn't mean that I'm not anything else, right? So I can still be a business manager, a banker, a financier, and be in hip hop, right? But someone on the outside might not know that, but we do because I just have my hip hop. I can still come across like, oh, that's a hip hop banker right there. That dude Jenny, he does X, Y, and Z, but he's down with he's part of hip hop because I have a hip hop, right? And so now if everyone in the community has their hip hops and we roll that way, we can recognize, if you're a lawyer in hip hop, if you're a doctor in hip hop, if you're whatever, it's just identifying ourselves in the community, being identified by the community, within the community. And that's something that we don't have. We haven't had, and it's part of the reason why it feels like hip hop has slipped away from us from the last 50 years. And going into Web3, even in this part of Web2, if we don't try to grab hold of it, it'll slip away for the next 50 years. And I don't think we'll ever get it back at that point. Music, culture, none of it. So this is a really important conversation to have, not about just having your hip hop, but being a part of hip hop long term, which is something CL can talk about another time. But every DJ on here, everybody that's making original music, original content. If you're in the hip hop culture, you should have a dot hip hop as your name for your email addresses, whatever it is.
Yeah, and I'm also going to touch on that as well because what Ajene is saying is that there's a bigger opportunity to be an investor in the actual domain itself as well. And I'll let him talk about that more, but that's an even bigger opportunity, which again, other domain names are not allowing you to get close to that. And I think that's something that Jenny and Scott came up with to give people some equity in the actual domain. And that's, to me, in the business, that to me is huge. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, but please feel free. I know the chat has been saying a lot. Tivani said, I want to spot. I see her right there. Big Sean Black said, this is a great move, but how long will it take before the government views it as a negative loophole? What prevents them from getting involved like they are with TikTok? I think it's awesome.
If I can explain, and I'm gonna let Scott jump in and support or debunk what I'm saying, because he's one of the three my three partners that are experts in the field. So interestingly enough, to what you're asking, I think I mentioned very early in my statement that I always took for granted that I thought that the .com was already a government agent, right? Why would something that important, that powerful, that is global, not be controlled and owned by the government? And it turns out it's not. It's not, right? There's a governing body called ICANN that oversees the entire internet, which I didn't know, but I learned that too. But .com itself is not controlled by government. It's controlled by a group of people. And let's just say it's controlled by one entity, which in effect is one person. It has over 200 million names registered to it. And if it has a registration renewal rate on average of $10 across those 200 million, and that's $2 billion a year that somebody is making in cash every year. Not that they're worth $2 billion, but somebody, in this case is VeriSign, is making $2 billion in revenue a year. And some of that money is from some of you people on this phone, on this call, and your friends and your family and your peers, right? And some of that is hip hop money. That to me, that's crazy. So the great thing about this not being taken over by the government is that the infrastructure for .com, for .hip hop, for .anything that's a TLD has already been set in stone. It's been set in stone since the internet emerged. And in fact, if you don't, just so you understand, .com was all by itself. .com, .net, I believe, came next, and then .org. Those were all by themselves up until about 2013, when the governing body opened up the applications and let people go and get new TLDs. They had to apply. I think it was like $180,000 application, which didn't mean you were going to get it. You had to duke it out with other people to get the application. So next thing you know, you're spending millions of dollars to get a name like .hip hop. .hip hop was established in 2013 by someone that was in the know. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to do it. And he grabbed that with 23 other names and made a freaking fortune in 2021 when he sold them all, right? But we came in, well, Scott and the partners came in, they grabbed it, and then they grabbed me one night, and I was like, oh hell no, I'm jumping into this shit, and that's how this came to be. But Scott, did I answer Money's question about?
Yeah, I think so. And when it comes to future government regulation, the internet itself isn't really governed. It's governed by there's multiple stakeholders around the world that have an interest in the internet. And the way domain names are resolved is handled by an organization called ICANN. And they're an international body. It was originally part of the United States Department of Commerce, but they handed it off to an international organization, and they skim off a small percentage of every single registration to manage their organization, which is a nonprofit group of people from all over the world. And so it's not just, there's country codes too, right? So you have like .uk for the United Kingdom, you have .es for Spain, .mx for Mexico. So all these different stakeholders all basically report to ICANN, but none of them, when it comes to content, are really subject to a lot of government regulation. That's one of the things that made the internet as big as it is that the government couldn't figure out fast enough as it was growing, what they could or couldn't even do with it. And we're in the same position now with Web3 and decentralized networks and currency that isn't really based on any particular government. It's wide open in terms of opportunity. So yeah, I wouldn't be too overly concerned about government regulations. There's certain regulations that have to do with, like I believe the state of Florida recently came out with a new ruling. They're going to require age verification for people that want to go to pornographic websites, right? And they're going to require driver's license verification before they're out there. And some of those providers have already said they're shutting down their operations in those states where they can identify the person's coming from Florida. They're not even going to offer the service to them. But still, when it comes to what we're talking about here in intellectual property and owning your own name, once you register that name, it's yours. You own it. And it's a contract between you and the registrar where you actually purchase the name. And some people would go to like GoDaddy, other people would go to Namecheap. The one that we prefer is Pork Bun because they have some of the best prices and make it really easy for people to utilize the names and make use of them.
Right. And you also get your own link tree with it as well.
Yep.
A few other things. No, man, and I'm just happy y'all came on to just talk about it because, we talk about a lot on this call, and we're trying to put people on. We're trying to educate people as to how to be better and how to get better and more out of things. So, anybody has a question, please feel free to raise your hand. If not, I would say reach out to Jenny or Scott direct if you even have other questions. I know some people they don't want to say anything in front of everybody, but
I mean,
Big Red ain't scared.
Good. Questions are good.
Big Red ain't scared. He was ready. Go ahead, Big Red. Yeah, you're on mute.
There you go. All right. Can y'all hear me now?
100%.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool then. Hey, I'm just listening in, man. I'm checking out the how you was explaining the TLD. I think that's pretty cool, man. That you guys trying to get something for the community, for the hip hop community. Not to say I wasn't listening 100%, but some things, don't stick on the wall. But I'm just not to make you repeat yourself, but I'm interested in it. I really want to try to do something like this, DJ Big Red .hip hop. I want to try to do this. So what do I need to do again, just so I can be a part of the community? One more time, if you don't mind.
But I'm gonna put this in the chat. This is a link that you can go to where you can register a name and actually get it at a discounted price. It's 10% off the regular price.
Okay.
And that would be the registrars are the places where you can go and actually purchase a .hip hop domain name, just like you would purchase a .com. I mentioned GoDaddy earlier. That's a very popular registrar. They happen to be also the most expensive. And for people that are breaking, when there's things you can add onto a website, right? I mean, you start out with a name. The name's the basic. That's right. You own the name, right? But then what you do with the name, that might cost a little bit more, right? So putting a link tree on there, that's not going to cost a lot. Right. Putting a website up, depending on how complex it is it's going to be e-commerce or not, all those things can add up. And if you're using a service like GoDaddy to have them help you build it out, it's going to be a lot more expensive than if you use maybe an alternative company like a pork bun or a name cheap or some of these other ones that are out there. And
Right.
we're registrar neutral because they can purchase these things at 90% of the registrars that are out there will offer .hip hop domain names. So, but that's where I would start. I would just go and register the name. It's going to cost you less than $20 to do that if you use the coupon code that I just put in the chat. And that's the best way to start. And then, we'd be happy to come back and answer more questions going forward too. Like now that I have it, what do I do? How do I leverage it? We can have like even a workshop or something on that sometime.
Yeah, that sounds good because I know a lot of people, they a lot of DJs want to be a part of something where they can actually get reached a lot easier. And also without going through, again, another entity to get it, you know what I mean? So I think this is, it's with the culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Well, everybody's dialed into their social media, right? Most people in the culture are on Instagram, right? So Instagram handles are a big deal, but let's face it, can't always get the Instagram handle that you want. And sometimes when you're trying to tell somebody what your Instagram handle is, it doesn't say, it doesn't convey. It's not easy to spell or whatever. But when you have your .hip hop name, now your Instagram handle is there, your Spotify handle is there. All those different links and all the different properties that you want to represent can all be there in one place. And that's where you send people to. So when you have on your Instagram link in bio, you have, DJ Big Red .hip hop. That's what you have in your link in bio because they, Instagram limits how many links you can put in there, right? So you put them there. Now they can have access to all the links that you're looking to show and deliver to people. And those link trees are customizable. You can make them look like anything you want. Put your background on it, any colors, you can everything can be personally branded.
That's dope because I mean just looking at it, I think it look dope on the hoodie, man. Just if anybody put it out, so just be fashionable about it. I really like it, man, and I appreciate y'all answering my question and helping me out so I can be a part of what y'all got going on, man. I don't mind joining.
I mean, but and having a registration is one thing. Building a community, the community as a whole is the way the community is now. Look, you have DJ community. Hip hop is huge, but there's a community of DJs in hip hop. You guys you guys know how each other move. You know who's playing where. You have your own lingo, how to different types of respect. Then you have the artist community, right? They move and roll a certain way. Then you have producers. So you have all these different communities inside of the overall culture, but it's still hip hop, right? So having the hip hop allows us to be community and see each other. Owning the hip hop, which is owning the company that Scott and I manage and own, that's really what you want to also do. And I think CL did allude to it. One of the reasons why we opening it up to equity crowdfund is very specific, so we can target market to the culture, so that the culture can actually own hip hop. Because I believe that that's very important. When I hear people say, and I always go back to this one Drink Champs, where DJ Kaz was asked, Grandmaster Kaz, sorry, was asked, hey, would you look at hip hop differently? Did you think it would make it this far? He was asked, and he was like, I thought it could, but I didn't think it would do this. And if I did, I would have trademarked or patented or did something to hip hop so that we would have more control over it, me and my peers. Now, I don't know what me and my peers means, but I do recognize that the culture of hip hop definitely needed to have more control over the hip hop, the call and response piece of hip hop, which is what CL was mentioning when he was like, oh, the music is people are trying to take it away from us. Well, yeah, because the call and response in the culture of hip hop, from when you're talking about even going back from your African slave culture, the call and response through the drum, through the gospel music, through the blues, into disco, into hip hop, it always gets mucked up when there's a lack of control over the IP. So we have a certain type of sound that tells us what's going on in communities, tells us how we need to roll, tells us how we should roll, where to stay away from. It's not saying that when Karis One did 9mm, he wasn't saying I'm against it, I'm gonna shoot you with my 9mm, as much as he was saying this is what happens in the hood, and this is what happens with these type of cats, right? Not that I have this cat and I'm going to do this, and I as the record executive, like, yeah, tell him that, tell him that, and pushing that, because that's what the call and response is, and that's how it's getting taken away from us, and that's what we don't want hip hop to be necessarily, but we don't have a say in that. We have zero say in that, right? And so here we are going into a web, here we are in the internet era. We're already here. And Web 2 is here. Forget about Web 3, even though that's a big thing. But Web 2, which is what .hip hop gives you access to, .com gives you access to, you can't access it. So if someone says, here's the 50th year of hip hop, where do we go for the next 50 years? The answer is nowhere if you don't own it on the internet. Zero place if you don't own it on the internet. And by the grace of God, if you will, I met Scott at 10:30 at night with that hip hop, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know what this is. Right? But are you serious right now? This is something that the culture has to own, the community has to own. So yeah, it starts with everyone getting a registration, but it shouldn't end there. It should actually go to the next level of everyone in this call owning that hip hop. Because why shouldn't we? So you should got hip hop first, but own it as well.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea that we can't own a piece of it, and and that's one thing that LL Cool J was also speaking on with Rock the Bells. As far as hip hop goes, there's something that it's a part of history for his music, and our the things that we got going on for his hip hop that most artists gotta have some type of ownership for as a residual income. You know what I mean? Not even just residual income, just being able to have a market just in case. Hey, look, down the line, I could sell this out to one of my family members, and they can take over it and run this. Or for as business wise, you can grow your business. You know what I mean? And grow as an artist in the community. And I think that's a pretty good idea what you guys got going on with hip hop. And if we got something going that's going to be growing in the community can reach out to one another. Like you said, like you got, there's different elements to hip hop, and you have, again, as far as the fashion and clothing, and you got your DJs, you got your artists, the rappers, you got dancers, as far as breakers and everything. And, everyone can converse and convey in this area, in this community, and help it grow. So, like I said, I wouldn't mind being a part of that, man. That sounds pretty good.
Look, you didn't mention barbers.
I'm a barber too, so yeah, I know.
So niggas is
so
looking
that's
fresh.
another thing.
You can't look fresh if you don't got a barber that know how to do the cut, right? So
right, the stylist,
are a super important tool in hip hop. That's a huge part of hip hop. So that's why we always say hip hop is more than music, because it is.
Right.
But we gotta even look at those little nuances. All that shit is hip hop. All of it. That's all our culture right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot. This rabbit hole goes deep. And I feel like this was a good introduction, because I'm sure you were like me. You didn't know I mean, look, I know there's IT people on here, the people that do know more than, but to know about the domain game, to understand a little bit more, also to know that the opportunity here is just 3-4 times fold to be able to get involved. So get your hip hop, number one. Number two, feel free. Jenny and Scott can leave their information in the chat. And you can also reach out, man. Scott's great. Jenny's great. They'll talk to you about what to do if you don't know. And I'm also available as well. I don't mind helping out and giving everybody a link or whatever information I have as well. But guys, thank y'all for joining. This is what we do. Happy you guys were able to come on. And please leave the link again if you can down there. I know I did Okay, there it is. Scott. Get.hiphop.
But where's your link? We have a link for you, CO.
Yeah, I
think
put
Scott
it in.
mentioned
I put it in there already before. Yeah, I'll put it back in there again. But if you need any questions, they go Scott's email, and get right at him. Get right at him. So
There's a question in the chat too about is there a trial for this? Or are you fully involved when you join? When you register a domain name, you register it for a period of time between 1 and 10 years. And that registration fee covers that time period. So if you register for 1 year, it's going to be, I think, $18.35, I think, with the discounted price. So $18.35 for a 1 year trial, I guess you would call it, right? But the goal is that you continue to renew it and use it, make use of it as part of your digital identity and as part of your business and who you are and representing yourself.
bingo. All right. Well, thank y'all again for joining. We're gonna play another record. Come back. Got our next guest coming on about 5 o'clock.
I love the ugly sweater, by the way. That was awesome.
Shout out to Gary on that one. That's what's up. All right, well, let's play some records, and we will be right back. Hip Hop in the building. Word up.
Yeah, all is for Rhapsody and all is for raw. Sometimes the panties don't match the bra. Broke phone like Lamar. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Had me 8 weeks of baby, morning sick and all too raw. No makeup, her man's luxury scarf. Adorn my hair, shopping like thorns without the cross. Kyrie with the cross too raw. In my thoughts, they nailed me to the cross for being too black and raw. That's that bushy pussy rap that call me, pick me phone. Got a mouth full of gold. Beyonce Carter knows they can't break my soul. A million I haven't sold. The truth won't be sold. I still be like so. I rap and strike through. I still laugh and bold. I say what they scared to say. The raw is rapping, you know. My titties hang like Ross, just like the queen of soul. Natural woman humming. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Pull up to the function without no makeup on. 4 whips of men got sliced, they flicker on. No more doing it raw. He putting a condom on. This feel like a Compton song. This feel like Weezy Salon. They mad, I'm mad. The streets, they been doing us wrong. Too raw, anemic. That's why they keep the iron on. How we gon' take off with takeoff and others gone? That's raw emotion that I display in the song. Y'all taking life and judging the canon. That feel wrong, but maybe that's too raw. Fuck it, I carry on and mind the business. The one that I belong. The rocks and all the stones they throw. I built a home, sat in it and wrote a poem about bitches, hoes, and chrome. Like there's gotta be more for us. Morpheus on the phone, he told me to keep it raw. Bullets inside my palm, I'm holding them, knowing that I'm the light, just like Islam, a star.
Hey motherfucker, I'm raw. Alhamdulillah. I'm for sure to get a break. I'm rolling in Triple H, caught you falling off. Me and Rep will put it back in place. Tip with an NC State, the definition of fate. Heard she got game and knew the sister was a great. The pleasure is all mine. Check up his ball time. Time to upset these blockers, they threatened by all kind. Bars is more realer, raw, no filter. I'm raw like Daddy Kane and 88, a cold chiller. Future I see far, I'm raw like G-Star. Gotta love it, I got them covered like a key mark. Call me the wordsmith, catalog of verses that'll shatter y'all. Get your rapping from a Hearst trip, Actual facts, y'all know how they'll come. Why your favorite rapper act sassy and get his nails done? First round knockout, get your bell rung. Better ask about me, I'm the opposite of well done. Claiming you better's a hard sell, attested that y'all fell. I got it sold up like a gore and Gartrell. Bulls catch all hell, check how they drive a bond in the course they called out, cause I'm raw. The world wants something purer. A must that I get rid of the rust like Kimura. Torture, I scorch your buckets like Terry Porter. 2025, get your affairs in order. Lyrical massacre, a mix between Mr. Garvey and Mr. Africa. Definition spectacular. Never quit and stay driven like a passenger. Less about your rap, respect and pizzle your character. Show and prove, dog, I never been a babbler. When you expose the truth, the industry be mad at you. Feeling bad for you, but won't slow up at all. Just know when I talk on it, for sure it's gonna be raw on the law.
Yo, that nigga said I'm suited like Gordon Gartrell. Y'all ain't even hear that.
Yo, mad
movie.
Mad bars, man.
Movie. I'm stamping that right now. That nigga say we still in like Good God Trail. That's right.
Yeah, shout out to Quantum for that one. Quantum, we'll just give everybody a quick rundown.
That is literally fresh off the press. Got it while we were on the call. Rhapsody I guess for post promotion of that album, she put out kind of a challenge to where her acapellas, she sent them out there for people to remix them. So Tracada, that's a production group out of Philly, and Del P, they put that together. I literally, like I said, just Del P just sent that over as we were on the call.
Yeah, I gotta get that. That was hard. He's on my titties hang like Rick Ross.
Fire. Gotta have some bars on a Wednesday. Like, I know there's bars, but then there's bars. You know what I mean?
Gotta have bars for 2025, period.
Come on, B. And before that, you had Zero and CeeLo Green, and the record's called Him. And shout out to CeeLo because he bodied that. So it's just a barred up situation today and whatnot. Yeah. So now that we're back, I guess we'll play a couple more records, try to warm things up. It's a nice day here in New York. I think we almost hit 60 degrees. It was like, I don't know. Bipolar weather keeps on going. You know, I can't call it. But whatever. We're just trying to make it through because you know it's about to get nasty, get real nasty out here, nasty work. So all right, let's play this record and we'll play another one after it, and then we'll get ready for our guests. But check this out. All right, something new, something different. St. John. Seesaws, what's your thoughts, Mr. Sterling? What do you think? Is this R&B? Is this EDM?
I think it's R&B / old school type house. That's what it's giving me vibes as. It's like dance, like old school dance music type vibes. You know what I'm saying? The old school house music, like it brings me back to those vibes. And to be honest, I like the old school house better. Like the drums, and you know what I'm saying? It's definitely giving house music vibes, but on some old school house, not Afro house, but old school house.
I see some Afro house in the chat. Shout out to DJ Old School. Sterling said this EDM / house / techno. Headrush said the drums were heavier in old school house music. D Lopez said that it was fire. Queen B said I like it. D Lopez said dance music. And Vaughn said, wow, St. John. And he also said, I believe he said, oh, I like this. Who is this? Anyway, yeah, I only asked because I feel like, you know, by natural progression, you know, musicians and especially black music is very, we get bored by staying in the same pocket with everybody else. And this is like the natural progression of music it's not a monolith. It can go in any direction. But everybody said they like it, but would everybody play that? Does that fit in your night set? Does that fit on your radio show? Would you actually play that song? And that's the question I have.
I would. I mean, it's giving off giving off a vibe, and you know me, I'm all about the groovy movie. So yeah, I definitely would play it.
Okay, dope. All right, there's a lot. Shout out to the chat. We got okay. DJ Enzo said yeah. Donta's iPhone. Donta said I would play it. Yeah, Sterling, I would play it too.
I remember you can't keep playing the same stuff for so long, and then it dies out.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying it's crazy how one song or one sound can change the direction of music and what we thought it was. You know what I mean? It could change. And I'm like, this record is sort of big to me. And I feel like it could potentially do that. And that's why I'm bringing it up the way I'm bringing it up, because I'm like, man, is this one of those records that could actually You know, because I know, shout out to, the weekend and all of that as well. Like, no, I feel like that is where the energy just seems to be going. And yeah, I just had a question about it. You just never know, especially these days.
Groovy movie, man. It's a groovy movie.
Yo, CL.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's Von Mac. Peace.
Wait, who is this again?
Von Mac, my nigga.
I'm just joking. God.
Yeah, I got the boom box every day, right? And
yeah.
I'm outside all the way volume on 10 plus. And I'm just saying it's not about me. It's just about like, yeah, I want y'all to know there's people out here that's still carrying a boom box. Like Buster told me, man, I need you around more. He tell the whole squad, like, this is hip hop. What he's doing, y'all niggas don't know about this. Y'all niggas too cool. Buster put several $100s in my pocket, cash, just for creating a vibe and just for knowing what to play for motherfuckers. So I'm not gonna play that St. John record per se in Marcy houses on the basketball court or the gym. But the kind of parties we go to, CL, the A-list parties, the mixed crowd joints, you know what I'm saying? The mixed crowd joints, the white, Spanish, the Asian, and true to the matter of fact, y'all never forget this, as the marketing guru that I am, 70% of all black music is bought by people that's not black.
Say that one more time.
Over 70% of all black music is bought by people that's not black.
Man, I feel like you gotta say it the third time, like Dr. Umar.
This is true. It's actual factual.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a powerful statement because
definitely ain't new neither. Come on now.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a forgotten fact. I'll put it like that. It is a forgotten fact.
Yeah, I knew that fact for like 20 years, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been holding on to it, but I've been knowing that. I'm saying this to the whole family on here about who y'all catering to. What are y'all really trying to do? I like what C Style said about, playing kind of different music. It's up to the DJs to to steer the ship. Y'all are captains of your own ships. Females, y'all captains too, if you want to be called captainess, whatever. Love is love. Y'all all captains of your own ship. So, actually the record labels owe us a lot of credit. The artists and definitely owe us a lot of credit. We probably do more for them in the substance of culture. Culture is a way of life. We learned that in middle school. Yeah, that's the definition of culture, a way of life. You know what I'm saying? And 2025, I'm gonna make sure Digiwaxx get blown up even more, that these artists, new and old, into the game, these labels, because they ain't half of them ain't got no job no more right now. Half of them ain't got no job right now because they sat up there, collected them checks, fake show love to the DJs, fake show love to culture shapers and movers and industry tastemakers like us, and now they ain't got no job. And I don't wish no ill will on nobody, but that's what happens when you sit up there and you ain't moving the needle. You ain't scoring no winning touchdowns. You can score 29 touchdowns and still lose. Ain't nobody scored 29 touchdowns in history. I'm exaggerating, but y'all get what I'm saying. You can score as many touchdowns as you want and still lose if the other team got one more point than you. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna call no names of people that we love that was up there, Republic, up there at Def Jam, up there at Atlantic. They not there no more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they need to put some real respect on the DJ's name, not just because I'm down with the Digiwaxx family and all DJs. It's just time for us to get that support, that recognition, and that money, that we deserve in this community of DJs worldwide. I'm not just talking to us, but us right here can change the world, and let motherfuckers know they gotta put some respect on these DJs' names, man. Each and every one of y'all. I don't got no turntables, my nigga.
My boom boxes, my turntables. I remember they had y'all remember they had the app that you could DJ on your phone with, crossfaders and everything. That shit ain't around no more for some reason.
They got another version now, and they got stop all of that, but it's still there. They still got some of that, no doubt about it.
Send me one, because the one I had, that shit ain't around no more. That shit made me stop doing that.
I'll send you one for sure.
Yeah. Type shit, because those
They
records.
bringing back vinyl and CDs and all of that. So it's gonna go right along with what you're doing, boom boxes.
Yes.
Crazy.
So CDs and and vinyls.
Okay, DJ End Zone, I see you.
There's a lot of record stores out here in Atlanta, especially, man.
Zero. Well, listen, I think the guest of the hour is in the building. And man, he's on time and everything. Shit, shout out to the West Coast, man. They doing a lot of shit right. I don't know what's going on. All right, he's still connected though. Still connected. He's late. 501. Fucked up. No, I'm joking. All right, let's play a song while he connects the audio and stuff. Let's just check this record out before we get busy into the mix. All right, check it out.
Oh yeah. Hey baby, just look at me. I just wanna tell you closely. Sometimes I just feel so lonely. In your arms I feel so clearly. Hey baby, can we just be? I just wanna feel you need me. Sometimes I just need you dearly. Yeah. Can you feel the beat? Let it play. Dance with me like you care. Open your mind, let it sway. You know I'm deep inside your love, deep inside your love. Can you give me what is what? Can you give me what is what? I can make you fall in love. Can make you wanna love. Nah. Oh baby, feel love on me. Oh baby, you fit me like a glove. Can't get enough your love. Oh baby, feel love on me. You got me, my feelings, yeah. Every time I see you, oh. It's the reason why you move too slow. Got the right energy on board. Can you feel the beat? Let it play. Dance with me like you care. Open your mind, let it sway. You know I'm deep inside your love, deep inside your love. Give me what is what? Can you give me what is what? I can make you fall in love. Can make you wanna love. Nah. Oh baby, feel love on me. Oh baby, you fit me like a glove. Can't get enough your love. Oh baby, feel love on me. Can you feel the beat? Let it play. Dance with me like you care. Open your mind, let it sway. Oh boy, we fall in love, fall in love, fall in love, fall in love, fall in love.
All right, new shit, you already know. Nyla Noon. Song's called Take It Slow, representing from out of South Korea. That's right, sound like a black girl. Y'all better step y'all shit up. See how it's going? Music is no longer in your neighborhood. It is everywhere. Cats is making records in China. They doing them in Asia, North Korea, South Korea. They doing them in Brazil. Get your shit together. I'm just saying, keep the culture going. Anyway, Dilly, what you thought about that record?
That record was hot. I thought she was from America or something.
Exactly.
Now it all depends on what she look like.
She ain't a bad look neither.
I know.
She competing. She's
anything
competing.
Anything with a voice can make a choice.
There it is, man. There it is, man.
Styles, what's up, Styles, baby?
Oh man, how you been, man? How's everything?
Oh man, living, man. You know, I can't complain, man.
I'm here.
West Coast on the run right now, man. Everybody want to be in Cali, man. Everybody want to be in Cali, man. West Coast on the run, man. I know you in Atlanta, but still, you hold it down,
I mean, I'm here, there, everywhere, man.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Global hustler.
Nah, no doubt. Well, first of all, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining New Music Wednesdays, our little platform we got here. And, sharing your time with us, man. Really appreciate it. And shout out to you. I know you got the new project going on. We're gonna get into all of that stuff. Yeah, let's talk about it now. Heck, man, what's going on with the music, man? I know. First of all, y'all had the Dog Pound joint.
That was the first of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, man. How was that going? How the energy go down with that?
It's still going down every day, man. You know what I'm saying? We just venturing out. I just seen a lot of people dropping albums like Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying, and other people dropping albums and. This person dropping an album and this person drops. I'm like, fuck it, I want to have some fun too.
Yeah, that's right.
So I went in there last week, about 7 days ago, and I made this album in 4 days.
Hold on. So you're saying you went in the studio last week, 7 days ago.
Yeah.
Put the joint together in 4 days and released it.
Yeah, 4 days released it. Yeah.
Bro, that's incredible.
I had to make a promise with my daughter. It was her birthday.
Wow, that's incredible.
And then the Chronic came out on that day too. The Chronic came out 32 years ago on that date.
Wow, shout out to you, man. There are levels.
It was just a challenge. It was just a challenge for me. Pressure to do it. Like, let me get this shit sounding good. I'm ready. I'm finna drop me another album. Shit, I'm on a motherfucking roll right now.
I'm gonna say, so how does your vault look? How many records you got in the vault?
This is my little studio I create all my shit in right here. I keep all these inspiration albums and shit on the wall.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Crew, Public Enemy, Daz, Ice Cube, Easy, Criminal Mindeds, EPMD. You know what I mean? Just my little range. Lock myself in here for about 4 days. Come out with it. Shit. My philosophy, Ice Cube, Ice-T, Boys in the Hood, DPG, Menace to Society. 2 computers on the wall, going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I built all this myself. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
I do construction. I build houses and homes too at the same time, man.
That's awesome, man. This is what I'm saying. You diversified. That's crazy.
Definitely.
You build studios too.
Yep. I just opened up a salon out here to braid hair in Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, look at that, man. Look at Dilly, aka Daz, over here doing multiple businesses, ventures. Man, let me ask you, when you first got into the game and in music, I mean, sort of know the answer, but did you ever think you'd be doing all of this? Like, did you ever think it would go this far for you?
Nah, because we was broke on the corner dreaming about that Lexus. You know what I mean? Trying to call a homie 187 211 on the pager to come bring us some weed. That was the code.
What was it?
187 211. 187 on the undercover car. So we put 187 211 in the pager, and the homeboy L-Dog come up there with two bags of weed.
Wow, that's what's up. What was the quality like back then?
It was Chronic back then. That's why we named the album The Chronic. They had cess weed, but then The Chronic came out, and that was that light weed, that light green weed, hydroponic and shit. You know what I'm saying? And now shit is everywhere around the world. You know what I mean? So we got everybody to smoke Chronic and smoke weed when we came out with The Chronic. You know what I mean? From the epidemic of crack cocaine, you know what I mean?
That's ill. So the way Chronic helped get cats off, not get them off of crack, but the new cats was like, we're gonna do Chronic versus crack. That's
the Chronic album got marijuana legalized.
Damn right.
And they making money off of that shit, just like the prohibition of liquor.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So only people that ain't got the heat of that is Brian Kemp.
No. Shout out to Daz, man. Look at that. Taking a dream and going too far with it. All over the world. That's
it
what's
was all a dream.
Yeah, man. That's how it goes. That's how it's supposed to go. All right, well, let's talk a little bit more about the project, man. So the inspiration came from your daughter.
Yeah, just everybody in the rap game, from Kendrick Lamar to everybody dropping albums back to back at the end of the year. Fuck it, I want to have some fun too. So I went in there and had me some fun. So I made me an album too, you know what I mean? And told myself you're gonna come out with this on the 15th. You know what I mean? So Snoop come out on the 13th, you come out on the 15th.
Fire. Shout out to Snoop, shout out to the whole DPG. And the album's called Dilly the Dog.
Yeah, The Adventures of Dilly the Dog. You know, my whole life, you know what I'm saying? And it's you know, from you know, cartoons and you know, everything I just draw and jot down. You know, I'm almost 33, 34 years in the game in this rap shit. And I'm just, you know, I thank God that we still living and continue to keep smashing and mashing.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. I wanna play a joint off of here.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Which one you want to rock? Which one you want to play first?
You tell me. You know, shit, I'm ready to get it cracking. Which one you think? I like all of them. I like Don't Waste My Time too, but you know, shout out to Cool Dollar for mixing my album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's get into let's get into this one right here. Let's do it. This is Don't Waste My Time. Crazy over here. Oh my God. Should have listened.
See, I just dug in my bag of beats, right? That beat right there, like 20-some years old. And it's still bang.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
All these beats I really just dug in there and just said, oh, let me grab this. I wanted to rap on this one, this and this. And then some of them beats 10, 20 years old. I just put them in there and put them lyrics on there and put them vocals on there and direct what I need to direct. You know what I'm saying? It just come out naturally, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is, Style.
I hate you, Daz. I hate you, Daz.
I love you, Style.
Listen, Daz. You know how far me and you go back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I ain't got to sugarcoat shit. And you know me. I don't just ride
Give it up for anybody, anything.
You know me. You know how I do. So
I know how you do it.
For you to come and play this bullshit to me and not let me hear it first, I should kick your ass down.
It came out too quick, though. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was rocking that shit up. And
yo, listen, I can vouch for that. He's a workaholic. I've been to that studio that he's at now in Atlanta. So listen, he is a workaholic, and I co-sign my guy any day. And I'll put him up with some of the best producers any day because he definitely a workaholic, and he dropped albums and half of the people don't even realize it. Like, damn, he dropped the album. Then got to go back and check it out and be like, damn, I wasted time. So don't sleep on my guy, yo. Like, who's singing the hook on the record?
That's Daryl Allen. That's Cool Dollar homeboy cousin.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah, that's good. It's thick. And, you know, I'm gonna utilize everybody around me and everywhere I go in the coalition, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just
holy moly guacamole.
I love giving people opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, nigga, let's make history. This is one chance in a lifetime.
Yo, listen, and you know he can sing his ass off. So that record is out of here.
He on my last album. We're gonna shoot a video for this one.
Yeah. Gotta shoot the video for this one.
We're gonna shoot it at Poncho spot.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easier to smash though. It's easier, like that's riding music, got a message in there. It's got everything, man. And Factor
I
B.
revamped another song too that I did off the T.I. album. My Life. I did part 2, My Life, on this album right here. Because when I made the beat for that T.I. song, I just flipped it, and me and Shorty B put some shit together.
Yeah,
It's
let's get
called
into
My
that
Life.
too. Let's get into that too.
Yeah. So, you know, that's part 2 of My Life with T.I., but it's all Daz Dillinger and Shorty B on this one. Shout out to T.I.
Let's do it. Real musicians that know we still want to hear the beat. We still want to feel the record we just want to ride.
Yeah, what I said, ride music.
That's what I'm saying. We just want to ride, you know. So
Yeah.
shout out to you for that, man. Couple questions, man. There's a couple questions coming down. I know that.
Let's get
I
it.
gotta ask this one. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. I know that wasn't Nate. But rest in peace, Nate Dogg.
That's Shorty B. You know who Shorty B is?
No, let's break it down.
Shorty B is the one who playing the guitar on Too Short, getting while the getting is good, getting while the getting is good. And yeah, he play on all that whole album. His name is Shorty B. He put the Funkadelics, all that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? But he played that on Too Short, getting it while the getting is good. So if y'all love that Too Short, getting it while the getting is good, that's Shorty B for you. He produced the first T.I. song with me. That was My Life. He was on the bass, so
fire. Yeah. He the music is all up in that joint. Fire.
Yeah, but we miss Nate Dogg, you know what I'm saying? We really getting into it with his son, you know what I'm saying, and molding him. And his son been dropping a lot of music and stuff, you know, just each one teach one, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be on this earth for long, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I need to put out a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? So the kids can flourish off that shit, because I ain't got no bills, you know what I'm saying? Everything I got paid for. You know what I mean? You got to think smart. My mother always told me, be wise with your money. You know what I'm saying? So,
words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. Yeah, I had to ask because, you know, I'm not sure if you have any Nate Dogg joints in the stash from back in the day. I know you got beats. I know that there were times when you probably just made music just to make music.
I got a lot of verses and stuff. I got Nas on verses. I got Biggie on verses. I got Tupac on verses. I got the whole fucking rap game in my hard drive. I just say came out with it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of politics and shit like that. But you know, it's just something that I know I got that's a jewel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
So let me ask, like, how often do you record or do you make a beat? You know,
I make beats out in the morning time.
You
know, when I get up and hit that blunt in the morning, I go in there and make, but then sometimes I gotta push myself in the studio, like, nigga, go on and get in there. You know, I'll be like, nah, I don't want to get in there today. You know what I'm saying? I might have the computer on for 6 weeks or something and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta turn it off, turn it back on, to click back in. But you know, I can go in there I can walk in here anytime, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I got a studio from here to California to Miami. Everywhere I go, I got a setup there, you know what I'm saying? And I got homes all over the place. In Mississippi, I got a studio out there, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I got all my hard drive hooked up to everything. You know, that cloud is a motherfucker.
Shout out to the cloud. You got to protect it, baby. That's all I care about. I don't want to hear no flood story. I don't want to hear no fire. I don't want to hear no massive outage. You got it backed up. We are good.
Yeah, we got it backed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, I'm pass the mic. Shout out to my man B-Tip in the mix. B-Tip, what's good?
What up, thanks to Yale. Shout out to everybody here at Digiwaxx. Dad, finally got you on Digiwaxx.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, for sure. Hey, look, some of the questions, you know, we usually ask here, bro. You know, I'm gonna just tell it straight up, man. Back in the days, man, Daz was like the first person, artist out of Long Beach that I can remember that was on a major label, Death Row Records, and then was doing his own thing as an independent, doing independent music. I didn't understand it back then, but shit,
I
now
understand it was like, you know, it was $10 a unit.
Yeah.
It was $10 a unit, you know what I'm saying? So 1,000 CDs to get you 10,000. And 2,000 CDs get you a million.
That's what's up. Hey, so real quick, one of the questions, bro, and I already, man, Daz a straight up hustler. So
man, shout out to B-Tip, because B-Tip been around us since we was from knee high, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
He got a lot of footage too, y'all.
Oh, they some of them already know. They know who the owner is. You know who the owner is. So
yeah, they know who the licensee is. Huh?
Yeah, let's talk to him. But I don't want to start no mess up. Hey, but look, but that's the truth. But real quick, man, entrepreneurship, man. You in the housing? What else you into? I know you buying property, houses. What else is Daz doing as far as entrepreneurship outside of music?
Outside of music, I'm just really concentrating on construction. I just got my construction license, to be a contractor. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a contractor on my own property because I own a lot of property out here in Georgia. If you're the property owner, then you can be the contractor and go pull your own permits. And a permit ain't nothing but $100. You know what I'm saying? I go get me a fence permit. I put up me an 8-foot fence because all my properties is commercial.
Right.
And I don't fuck with anything that got to do with a homeowners association. It's like you renting your own house. You know what I'm saying? It's $600 a motherfucking year, $1,000. Then they put a lien on your house if you don't pay their ass. So that's why I just go to these auctions out here and I just buy up all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So right now, today, I just went and surveyed this acre and a half that I bought for $4,000 out here. And I done had it for like 4 years. So now I'm finna put a tiny home on there because they said I can only put a 1,400 square foot home on this property.
Right.
So, and just having property and rent them out, because one thing about life, you got to have somewhere to live.
Yep.
That you call home.
For sure.
That's that rich laugh, by the way. I'm sorry.
Hey,
that's a smart way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? There's niggas out there that got more money than me. You know what I'm saying? I just know what to do with mine. I done had it, lost it, get it back. Now I know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that money, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure, bro. Thanks. I don't want to take up everybody's time. Good seeing you,
All
Daz.
the time, B. You know I love you, B-Tip.
Love you too, Daz. Peace to you.
All the time, baby. You know it is.
We're going to pass the mic to DJ Endzone. But real quick, I got to ask you, what was the moment that, you said you made money, you lost money, you made it back, then you started to figure out what to do with it. But what was the turning point? Was there a book? Was there a guide, somebody that you served as a mentor? What was that turning point for you to be like, now, let me get my shit together and now I know what to do?
My turning point is when I went to the bank to go buy me a pound of weed. And they put a lien on that money and said I couldn't get it out because I didn't pay taxes. That's when I had it in my personal name, into my real name. Then I learned from them white folks, put it in the business. They can't go in there and touch it. So that's why I stepped my game up, had to pay off the IRS, had our money, young niggas, said shit, giving us $200,000-$300,000. I'm 16 years old. Balling out of control, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking it off. Didn't know about, like in California, you just rent, you know what I'm saying? There's concrete out there, ain't a lot of shit to buy. Out here in Georgia, I never thought that I would achieve more than what I got being out here. So shout out to Georgia, man, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's an opportunity of a lifetime out here to have this and that and to buy shit and all kind of shit, man. Like in California, ain't nothing but concrete. What the fuck is you gonna buy? They're gonna overcharge you. Concrete's almost $400 a yard. That ain't big as your table. So imagine them doing a whole yard on the freeway and shit like that. That's a lot of money. Concrete costs. So, just being wise with the money. And then my mother, her voice always pop in my head. Be wise with your money. So I always try to spend that, you know what I'm saying? So, and then having property taxes when you pay it off. Like I live on a 3-acre place in Mississippi that my mother had handed down to me. And that bill, and I just got that bill in the mail, which is $234 a year to live in that house on that land. You know what I'm saying? And then the property I got out here in Georgia ain't number $2,000 a year. And I just built a 4,000 square foot house. in College Park, you know what I'm saying, that I'm renting out. It's gonna be looking like doggy style land. You know what I'm saying, for people to come out and rent, because FIFA coming to Atlanta 2026. So that's why I'm building these homes and stuff like that, because they like to play when they come down to them. You know what I'm saying?
I had a rich laugh. Oh my God. DJ End Zone, you got the mic, sis.
Hey,
what's up, Daz?
How you doing, sis?
I'm doing good. I'm DJ End Zone, female DJ coming out of South Carolina. Loving the joints. I'm definitely loving them joints. Next, I'm gonna do a West Coast mix. I will definitely put that in there. Something different, something new. And I want to say, I was born in the year 2000, so I wasn't around when Chronic and all that came out. But when GTA 5 came out, that's when I discovered who you were. And I was like, I'm liking this joint, because there was a song, What You Want to Do, that was in GTA 5. So my question is, how'd you feel about your song being in GTA 5?
I sued their asses. So, you know, but it was cool because my kids told me about it, you know what I'm saying? And just to have songs I got more than one song in the GTA, from Tupac, the music of that, and What Would You Do, and Nothing But the Cavi here, a couple of more songs, you know what I'm saying? That was a nice big check out of nowhere. So, you know, shout out to DJ Pooh. DJ Pooh is the one who run all GTA. He's the creator.
Yeah, because he co-produced San Andreas.
Yeah, and he and our crew, so you know, he be looking out.
But that's how I discovered him. I'm actually glad I did. And a lot of people, they get upset. They was like, oh, these kids know this song because of GTA. But I know it before it came out. I'm like, well, I wasn't born in the 90s to know about it. So when GTA 5 came out, that's how I knew who you were. And I was like, hey, I'm liking this joint. And that's all I listened to you ever since. And it's like I said, I love the joints you that we heard today. And I will definitely put that in my mix. And yeah, that's it for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate it, Enzo.
All right.
All right. D Lopez.
Hey, what's going on, Daz? What's going on? The moniker is Dilly the Dog, so maybe I should refer you as Dilly the Dog for the album.
You know, all together, Daz, Dilly the Dog. It's all to the good.
Yeah, no, I remember you as Daz Dillinger with the Dog Pound. Nice to meet you. I'm David. I'm out of New York City, and I was going down memory lane, because just being in high school and when y'all dropped New York, and just being in New York, and just, you know, and then when Mobb Deep and them dropped LA, like I wanted to ask you, like, what was it like to live through that time? And did you ever see yourself doing an album with Capone, you know, over 20 years later? And I'm looking forward to hearing that guidelines, you know, just from the insight, like living through it and being involved with it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just time take you to different places, you know what I'm saying? From there to me and Capone hooking up 20 years later, dropping the album, you know what I'm saying? And just hip hop period took me all over the world. You know what I'm saying? When we made New York, that song wasn't no diss song. That song was a song we was bigging up New York, because the hook is made by Melly Mel. And plus we was hanging with Melly Mel. You know what I'm saying? He was in the Death Row studios with us and all that. So we made that song, and then Tupac got out of jail. So that song took a whole nother turn when we came to New York. It was just a misunderstanding. And then, you know, after, you know, Funk Flex and all them just put the hit out on us on the radio, the song turned into the video, and the video turned into kicking some buildings down. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like 30 years later, 33 years later, you know what I'm saying? All my peers from Busta Rhymes, everybody, we just all family, you know what I'm saying? We take care of each other, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole nother vibe, and just redirecting what was misunderstood, you know what I'm saying?
And that's a beautiful story, like to see your growth as men, you know, like you said, that was misunderstood. And I remember Jay-Z had that line, it's like New York got soft ever since Snoop came through and crushed the buildings. But I didn't know the history. It was a misunderstanding. Y'all were bigging up New York. I think it was the visual. But, you know, LA, they went back at you.
When we was bringing 6-4s and Cadillacs to New York.
Yeah, that's awesome to look at. But you know, just that misunderstanding and just to see how y'all partners, y'all grown, y'all got a whole album out called Guidelines that just came out 2 years ago. And
Yeah.
you know, to see you on Drink Champs and just to talk about it's a beautiful thing in hip hop to see the evolution, how you go from young men to grown entrepreneurs and men and just evolve and could tell the story to your kids and grandchildren. So salute, man. Salute to everything you contributed to hip hop.
Appreciate it, man. I thank you. D. Lopez.
Yeah, D. Lopez holding it down. Word up. It was wild times, but that shit's, you know, whatever. Who's next? C Styles, the monster. He's back. Go ahead, C.
Okay. So we already know. I was gonna say them records is like vintage Daz. That's not no new age Daz Dillinger. That's vintage Daz we was hearing on both of those records. That's all I kept hearing in my, like, I closed my eyes and listened, and all I could think of is young Daz. Like how Daz, when he first came out, he was really on it.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate you not changing your style up and sticking to your guns, you know what I'm saying? Because we always had these talks, me and you.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I tell you all the time, I appreciate you not switching your style up and keeping it true, because each and every time you come with something it's a what I say is a groovy movie. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's
different blood.
It's always appreciated, you know what I'm saying? So I'm paying homage to you. It's not really no questions I have, because I know you. You
Yeah,
know
most
what I'm saying?
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I know
You know what it is.
me and you is family. So
Yeah.
I'm just paying homage to you. You know, I'm still doing your thing, and congratulations to the whole death row situation and everything, and just everybody getting back to the money like it should have been.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, me and Snoop, we had our problems over the years, you know what I'm saying, as being first cousins and misagreements, but we back on track now, you know what I'm saying? And ain't no bad feeling, ain't this bad feeling. It really wasn't even about rap. It was
Family is family. At the
shit,
day.
you know what I'm saying? And that shit, and dealing this, but now we back on one accord, we dropping albums. He's setting up stuff for us to do, you know what I'm saying? While we still doing it like Corrupt is on death row. I'm
Yeah.
not signed to death row.
Right.
But I'm down with death row. If whatever Snoop need me to do, I'm gonna get it done. But as far as me, I'm gonna stay independent.
That's right.
Keep dropping the albums when I want to drop them. You know what I'm saying? I might want to drop another Dilly Part 2 tonight.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, shout out to Empire. I created with them guys when they first started, you know what I'm saying, and brought them around, brought them to Atlanta. And then they just hooked up with DJ Funky and just was every motherfucking way. You know how DJ Funky do.
Yeah, you know how Funky do. So that means, so you in the A, right?
Yep, I'm in the A, yeah.
So you coming to the Christmas party tonight?
Yep, I'm gonna come through there.
All right, I'll give you the information. I'll call you with the information later.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm just paying homage and saying salute to my family, you know what I'm saying? Because keeping it true and putting it down. And
yeah, most definitely.
You may not see what he's doing, but when he pop up, he pop up. It ain't on no bullshit.
Blowing smoke, baby.
Groovy movie every time.
Yeah.
My guy.
It's a fact. I know you got other questions, but I just had to ask this though, but because the quality of music that's coming out from veteran artists like yourself is so good, right? I mean, honestly, that's why I'm more excited, because like you said, this is stuff that you said that these records you had for years, some of these sounds and stuff, and you can feel it. It feels good. But was there ever a time that you felt pressured by society or by A&R and all the music bullshit that, yo, I can't really put this out. I can't be who I want to be. I can't release it the way I want to release it? Because I've heard other artists say there was a time where they felt they couldn't be themselves. Did that ever happen to you?
No, it didn't really never happen to me, but it probably happened to, you know, from like the industry. You know, we didn't really start getting rich till we got older to get the music back, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody was stealing while we was young, you know what I'm saying? And when we got older and started touring more, And then when streaming came out, that just fucked everybody in the ass. You know what I'm saying? And just that was not getting no more $8 or $10 a unit. You get more like a penny now. You know what I'm saying? Because when I look at like streams now, like my old songs, they be $10, $12 on BMI, and that shit add up a lot. But the new songs be like a penny. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it just, but later on in life, it adds up, you know, from like years of music. I got so much music in the BMI and all that other system, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you know what you got, then you ain't got much, man. So keep on doing what you're doing and gather that shit up, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing, you know, but I never felt pressured like that. I always been independent to drop my own music when I want to drop it. And then, you know, one check come in, you know what I'm saying? It's like I press it up, whoever controls the music, and they control the money.
Yeah. I definitely think you're in a position to also do the direct fan model. You know, Web3, people releasing their albums as tokens, social tokens, NFTs, all of that stuff. It's a bigger conversation, but the music's so good, and I just know people would want to.
I mean, I do it for the money, but I don't do it for the money. I just do it because I love the hip hop.
Yes.
I spend more money making an album than I make on an album.
But that's sort of my beef, because I know you do it for the love of hip hop, but I also feel like as a creator, as an artist, I don't care what type of art it is. It's art. It's coming out of your mind. Your you know, shit is alchemy to me.
It's called creation. It's like they say, it's like a movie. Like you building pastry. You know what I'm saying? Building that vase. You know what I'm saying? Putting that shit or just rolling that blunt up. You know what I'm saying? And making sure ain't no holes in that motherfucker so you can smoke real good. That's how music is. You know what I'm saying? Just dropping that music and dropping it, making it sound good. It's all about quality.
Right. And I just want artists to get paid for that time it takes for you to make that vase or roll that blunt.
One day we'll think we'll get paid, you know. Now they come back with flat top. That shit been around for a long time. You know, everything go around in a circle. So maybe we'll get paid again in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, we big, you know, like Barry White and all them old school artists that we used to listen to. Now that money making that shit making money right now. You know what I'm saying? People sampling. Now I get a lot of people that sample my music. You know what I'm saying? Like Jeezy and T Grizzly sample Tupac. I get half of that song. So it's a lot of that from Ambitious. I think I got about 7,000 sample clearances from just Ambitious of a Rider alone.
Tupac.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, you know, Tupac blessed me with that jewel. You know what I'm saying? So to get paid for the rest of my life for that, you know what I'm saying? And I Ain't Mad at You and different other songs and shit like that, that's 50%. You know what I'm saying? So I just kick back, relax, stay out of everybody's motherfucking business, mind my own. I got my own problem. And
Shit. Let's DJ Big Red ask a question. We're gonna play a song, DJ Low Memphis. When we come back from that song, you Quantum Leap, we'll get into it. Go ahead, Big Red.
Hey, what's going on, brother Daz? I'd like to thank you for being on the call, brother, man. I've been a fan of your music and a fan of your work. You know, I love the joint that you just listen to. It sounds like you got that skin on me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, hey, so were you a big fan of the funk era? Because I hear a lot of the funk, you know what I'm saying, in your music when you produce it.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I'm a 70s baby. I'm born 73. So, you know, growing up in that, you hear all the great music. And then plus when we got into music, we was hanging with these cats.
Right.
Like the Ohio players, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Frankie Beverly. I mean, we was hanging with Rick James. You know what I mean? So
what's up?
That's, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that is real familiar in my head, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I base my thing, because that type of music will never change, with a drum machine or without.
Right. So like for us listening to Cameo and all that stuff right there, man, now working with even with the music you got now, that sounds amazing, man. Cause it's good ride music. You can tell if you gonna smoke with it, it's good smoking music. You know what I'm saying? Which what you're doing right now. So it's that music that that a lot of people that like that good vibe relate to. So within this project, what was your goal when working on the project that you dropped on the 15th?
I need to be in the mix.
Got it.
Everybody out here everybody dropping albums, Snoop, Ice Cube, this person, that person, this person. I'm like, fuck it, I need to get in this shit too, you know what I'm saying? So let me go and create an album in 4 days, mix it, put it out, make the cover, shoot me a video, and get back to the house.
As was did you work on the Tupac? I'm not sure. Now, did you work on the Tupac on the realest shit I ever wrote?
No, I didn't do Machiavelli. I did All Eyes on Me.
You didn't do Machiavelli? All Eyes on Me. Okay.
As soon as he got out of jail, I was the first person who recorded with him. The first song we did was "Ambitions of a Rider." That's why that song was so aggressive.
Man, that was a dope song just to have. You said you could just kick back and just collect from that right there, man. Like I said, what
would you say?
What would you say? What would you tell most producers? You know what I'm saying, so they can have the same. Everybody got their own chemistry. You dig? So what do you think if you the as a chemist, if you could put everything into a vase and make it to be like you need this ingredient, and this ingredient, if you're gonna be a dope producer, what do you think? What's some of the things most producers are gonna need?
They're gonna have to put some love in that shit, man. Love that shit. You know what I'm saying? The passion, the kick. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Dre taught me with the kick, make a kick, but turn the highs down. And then turn the kick up. So when it boom, like that, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? So making sure that boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays it's about them speakers and how niggas want to ride in their car. So you gotta think about all that shit when you making music. You know what I'm saying? The high, the frequencies, the beat might stop, come back in. It's all a motherfucking feeling.
Well, hey, I appreciate you taking my questions, man, and much success to your album you just dropped. I'm gonna bang it because I like it, baby. I'm telling you, it's a groovy. Like my boy C Styles saying, it's a groovy movie. I love it, baby.
Most definitely, I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you.
For sure, for sure.
I'm C Styles and I co-sign that.
All right, well, let's get into another joint for the project. We on with Dilly the Dog, aka Daz Dillinger.
Yeah.
Which joint you want to rock with next, man? I feel like I'm gonna hear.
I really be trying to show niggas what it is about life. So who do you love?
Okay, let's get into that.
Who do you love? Do you love yourself more than you love money? And this is one of my nicest songs that I put together. I love this one song.
All right, let's do it, man. We at New Music Wednesdays. We'll be right back. Check this joint out.
That nigga Cool Dollar be mixing his motherfucking ass off.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Man, shout out to the chat, man. The chat is crazy, man. I don't gotta say nothing. The chat says everything. Everybody just talks and gets busy.
I made that beat off Logic.
So what do you use now?
I use Logic, Reasons, anything that make a motherfucking beat that got audio to it.
Dang, yo. What was your first one? Like, what was your the entry point? What was you rocking with?
Shit, let me get it for you. Hold up.
Man, we getting a whole history lesson. Shout out to Daz in the building. Hello, Memphis. How you feeling over there in Memphis, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Shit, I hear the flavor. Man, this West Coast music would never would never end. This shit's good. Their music sound good, man. Period. I don't care. And hey, all the greats came from Cali. What I know, shit. Even Roger Trappin used that thing with Snoop Dogg and them and Dre and them. They just got a a different style, man, than all this other stuff. I don't know. They music just sound different, man. I'm just saying when I was growing up, man, Snoop Dogg and Cuz, this shit, man, this shit just different, man. This shit different. You can tell how they make their music. All this other shit, they trap. It don't stand up to it. I'm just being real. This music got a groove to it. It's real groovy. It's a real West Coast sound. I've been like, damn. I'd heard all this type of music on these West Coast. You know, the West is a West Coast sound. That's a good sound. Cause they got some good flavor, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit would never die. When Tupac brought that and uh Tupac and Snoop Dogg and
Digital Underground.
Digital Underground, man, and Rise of Trapman and Easy Eating them. There was Bone them. That was the shit. That's the shit. All these, I'm just saying, it sounds different.
Man, I just look at it like this. I just look at it like this, like Eazy-E and everybody from back then. That's when the cocaine hit the block. Everybody was migrating and shit. You know what I'm saying? Going to different states, going here, and all the dope was coming from the West and from Texas and all the other type of shit. So it's like the music and all that shit was going, and that's what really was, you know what I'm saying? Right. It just stayed because the funk we was taking the music from the funk. Right. Roger Troutman, George Clinton, you know what I'm saying? Parliament, you know, Champagne Evelyn King, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Right. There was but I'm just saying when I was younger and I was into music. I was into music, but this music right here just sounds just different. It killed. Everybody was rocking it when Tupac came out and when Dog Panel came out with the East Side. Hey. Everybody I see here folks in their Chevy. Man, you listen to these sides of these. Who these sides out of Snoop Dogg? Yeah, cut them. They straight. They shit sound good, man. It sound good. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. Don't stop. Please don't.
I ain't gonna stop, man. I'm 51 years old, man. Shit, I gotta keep the train riding.
Hell yeah. Don't stop. Well, don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop making music, man. Please don't.
No, I don't stop. I'm a producer first, so I'm always keep making.
Yes, sir. See, I would love to make some music with you. I would love to. I would love to make
I got my 1-year-old daughter. She play piano real good.
Wow. Okay.
1-year-old.
Yep, and then my name Daz Dillinger. Then my oldest daughter, her name Dasmine, and she produced too. So she real good. She just turned 27, and she's a orchestra, you know what I'm saying, and you really get down. So all my kids really is like musical, and my mother played piano, and my mother was an R&B singer from the 70s, you know what I'm saying. Her name was Lynn Bernardo. So if you can look up her music, she wrote songs for Bobby Blue Bland. She wrote songs for James Cleveland. She wrote songs for Stax Records. And plus, I own all that music now. So, you know, so I have my mother catalog along with my catalog. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So, my mother, she turned gospel, and then she started working with Mattie Moss Clark and all that. So, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just musically inclined.
Well, look, I know we got a lot of time left, so Lo, we have to go to the next question. You know,
go ahead. I ain't want to take the time. It's all good. I know. It's all good.
Well, come on, we're gonna go to Quantum Leap and get into the mix. Thank you, DJ Low Memphis.
No problem.
Yo, Daz, what's up, man? I got a quick question. Hopefully it hadn't been answered yet. You were on Drink Champs. When Dog Pound was on Drink Champs, y'all was promoting the album, which, by the way, I think is an underrated album for this year. We All We Got. You mentioned that the Dog Pound would be dropping another album soon, and it's going to be produced by you. Is that still happening?
Yeah, it's still happening. We putting a 30th anniversary together for the dog food, and we shooting a movie called I Don't Like to Dream About Getting Paid. So,
Okay. I didn't, yeah. Next year be 30 years. I didn't think about that. Yeah, 95.
Yeah, next year be 30 years in the game on that album. And you know what I'm saying, and just taking a song and making a movie out of it. So we're gonna come out with a new album. I Don't Like to Dream About Getting Paid, the movie and the soundtrack.
Okay, and then I guess one other question happened as I was sitting here and y'all were talking about New York, New York. So I just wanna, and maybe to make sure that my thoughts are clear.
All right.
Who did that beat for New York, New York? Well, that was DJ Pooh, right?
Yeah, DJ Pooh did it for B.I.G., Notorious B.I.G. on the St. Ives commercial.
St. Ives commercial, yeah.
But it was just for St. Ives commercial.
Okay,
It
yeah,
really
and that's what I was. Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure because and the St. Ives came before New York, New York, though.
It came before that, and we asked DJ Pooh, "What's up with the beat?" He just said, "Man, we just used it for a St. Ives commercial. We already paid Biggie. He paid. You know, they did the commercial already. So
right.
we took the beat and Corrupt rapped on it, and we really didn't think it was a diss because you know we had Melly Mel in the studio.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's all I had, man. But look, the album, in terms of what I've heard so far, I like it. I would only say, man, I'm on the radio. I'm on FM. So I definitely need some radio edits. I know Digiwaxx, we got the album, but I think it's all the dirty. And you got some radio edits.
I got a whole radio album I just put together. So Kudala, he chopping that up right now. So
dope.
Put it together.
Yeah, we just for clearance, we just got the album yesterday, so it's up already. The dirty versions, but I'm sure
it out, man. You know that's what the music is here for, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, so I'm sure Daz, we'll probably have to clean up by probably tomorrow or something.
Yeah, I have it tonight. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I need that.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. The one and the only DJ Queen B.
What's up? What's up? Salute.
Up? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Queen B out of Hartford, Connecticut. I just want to salute you. I've been listening to the West Coast since I was young. My brother put me on NAA, and yeah, I'm 8 years old listening to NAA, okay? And I even did an article in school about Ice Cube talking about police brutality. Yeah. So I just want to salute you to your contribution to hip hop. Definitely, I'm here in Connecticut, and I will throw a whole West Coast set. And definitely, you know your music is already included in it. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I just want to salute you and on your new project. And I see your mom, she was a songwriter, so she was in the industry.
Yeah, my mom started out writing songs for Bobby Blue Bland. She wrote the song called To Be Friends. So if you put in Bobby Blue Bland, To Be Friends, she wrote that song. She wrote songs for James Cleveland. She wrote songs for all them Stax artists and stuff, you know what I'm saying? All her good friends over there, Monk Wiggins, like everybody.
I know she was very instrumental to you while growing up as a songwriter. What have you taken with her? What have you learned from her that you take with you now to this day in songwriting?
Time and passion. Take your time with it. If the passion is there, it's gonna come. You know, don't rush it, and make sure to hit it.
Awesome. And who would you like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
I work with a lot of people, but anybody that want to work with me, I'm always down to work with anybody, you know, who got talent, who really want to go out there and get it, no matter what it is, who you are, you know what I'm saying? It'd be Elvis and coming out of the grave, coming from him. But, you know, just good talent, good voice, good structure. You can feel it, you know.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking my question, and just keep going. I know you already did.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
You're welcome.
All right, we got DJ Manny Faces and then Vaughn Mack. So we're gonna keep it short, brief, but good. So go ahead, my brother, Manny Faces.
You already know what up, Daz. What's going
So
on,
what's up
brother?
with it?
Hey, listen, man. I'm not even gonna take up your time, man. All I want to do is give you flowers, man. Let people know, man, how the major impact that you had on hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The music alone, bro. So for those who don't know, they need to get with it and do the research for real and get with it straight up. Definitely, man. Salute to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're a very big inspiration, man, to a lot of not only to MCs but producers, man. You feel me? So, definitely. And DJs too, man. A lot of people don't know. Dan's a DJ.
I can DJ, yeah. I'm a DJ first. I started out DJing first.
Yeah.
That's how I started producing, mixing, trimming, and blending everything in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I stole my turntables, my first one from Calvin from the VIP. You need the trash taken out? Yeah, throw the trash out. Man, I got 2 turntables in the back, throwing out with a pyramid, mixing with the wood on it.
Ooh-wee. Oh man, I just want to salute you, brother, man, and flower, give you flowers, man. Salute.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Love is love. And we gotta ask my man Vaughn Mack what's going on, holding it down. New York zone. Vaughn, talk to my brother Daz, man. What's good?
Yo, peace and love from New York, Daz. Big Brooklyn in the house. I carry a boombox to this day, beloved. So we was talking about playing shits on the streets, and I pull up anywhere, church, the airport, after the party. I got the joints going. But anyways, right?
Radio Vine, like Radio Raheem.
Yeah. I'm the original me though. So
exactly.
So what Queen B said something that wasn't my original question because I was going to ask you, or encourage you to get more into media, movies. Why are you not a guest judge on these music shows and shit like that? So I want to build with you on some media, marketing, advertising shit. But that's the only way you're really gonna win.
Yeah.
Trying to sell anything to the people, right? So blessing. But my thing real quick was when y'all was 16, that was crazy. Y'all had 200,000, 300,000. It's crazy from motherfucking Suge Knight. But was y'all saying y'all was rappers? Or was y'all saying, yo, we doing this hip hop shit?
We was MCs.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We was MCs.
Respect that. I like that.
In hip hop, you know what I'm saying? I was producing hip hop. We was doing it all. We was going to New York. We was in the tunnel. It was everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, it was MC shit, you know what I'm saying? From Method Man used to come pick us up, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, you know what I'm saying? Ja Rule the Damager, that era. It was hip hop.
Word.
We just brought a little gangster to it, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. I'm glad everybody know that now. And Digiwaxx, when the guests get on, I think we should all make our backgrounds they single or album cover as a nice warm welcome, and then everybody can get back to being on their own shit.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying, CL?
You can do that. I like that.
That's fire. I would feel, I'd be like, damn, all y'all got yo, that's love, man. You bring a more even realer side. He's so real. He don't even realize, he don't even care about him being a celebrity. He just working, he having fun, he smoking his weed, take care of his family, he building business. I've been listening the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love people like that.
That's why I learn off others. You know what I'm saying? I hang with a lot of dudes that's in the military, you know what I'm saying? Black people that's out here in Atlanta, they like colonel in the military. Ain't a lot of black colonels in the military. So my best friend, his name is Jeff. You know what I'm saying? He a light colonel, he retired and everything, you know what I'm saying? So he just go around and find houses and, that type of shit. So I got into all that and into construction because like you said, one thing about life, you got to have somewhere to lay your head down there. Comfortably. You know what I'm saying? So that's the #1 business in the world. Leasing. Now they say leasing. It used to be renting.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's leasing.
Word.
And new terminology, new shit. They tearing down the old, building in the new right now. You know what I'm saying? So everybody really better get up on these laws and shit because they passing them every day. We don't even know about that.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? It's just about you being educated enough to turn on the news.
And show thyself approved. You got to know that you know that you know. You got to know for yourself.
Yeah, the knowledge of self, man. You got to have that.
Yes, sir. Day one. So we'll connect about the media marketing and advertising.
I hit you up too. I got you, Von, man.
Yes, sir. One love. God bless. Love y'all. I'm about to get out of here.
Blessing.
Blessing. Love, love, love. Thanks, yo.
No doubt, no doubt. Quan, you got something real quick?
Yeah, real quick, man. This is something else that I've been wanting to know for years, Daz, and I'm going back here. But I was always wondering why was What Would They Do not on the album?
What would you do?
Yes. It was a video single for it and everything. And I was just like, why is this not on the record?
Yeah, because the first one was on a soundtrack, Born and Killed, or some shit like that.
Yeah. But the video version, I think that's what was on the soundtrack. But I thought y'all were gonna put that on the album. I just wanted to know, what was kind of the decision at that time, if you remember. I know I'm going back.
Yeah, it's like that because we had put it on that soundtrack and it was on Interscope. And then I had came with an idea to take Murder Was the Case and told Suge Knight and them, let's make a soundtrack out of this, you know what I'm saying? Because I had took that picture that Snoop got on the album cover.
Yeah.
I took that picture. I thought I had that whole album right there.
Yeah.
The whole Murder Was the Case album, everything. They just took credit for it. You know what I'm saying? But I had the pictures. I had to start doing the songs, all that type of stuff. So I told them, let's take that song off that soundtrack and I'm going to add a little bit more music and we're going to shoot a video for it. You know what I'm saying? And then we got nominated for a Grammy for that song.
Oh, I did not know that.
For this song, we got nominated for.
That shit was cold, dog. I remember I used to see that on Rap City, where they used to do the top 10. And it was like, how would that be the only place I ever saw it? Yeah.
And I made that song off of Bounce Rock Skate.
Yeah. Now, and one other question I think you was trying to get to, but you might have forgot. What are you using these days in terms of production?
Right now, I just got a couple of keyboards. I got this right here, too. This is a Juno 106. I stole this from Dick Griffey. You know who Dick Griffey is, right?
Yeah. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. He the one that discovered Shalimar,
Right.
the Whispers, all that. He had Solar Records. We recorded the whole Chronic at Solar Studio. So that's one of the keyboards I took out of there. And it's been a vintage keyboard, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers online going for $2,000-$3,000.
But Dick Griffey used to look out for a lot of y'all, right? And he wasn't one of those ones I'll say
He's let us in the studio. He's let us in the studio, but I used to hotwire myself in the studio because you had to be a hole down there. I'll take the whole locker box out, put a piece of foil, hit that thing, and go to the third floor, and it's going up. Then I started corrupting them in there. They like, man, what the fuck? You was a genius. And we used to just go to the third floor and record. And then he caught me recording over his tapes. Because back then we didn't have no tape. So I was recording over the Whispers, Masters, and all kind of shit.
God damn.
So I was learning.
That's what's up, man. Good history, though. Good history, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to, rest in peace to Dick Griffey. You know what I'm saying? He was a classic, man. He's like the Suge Knight of their days.
Right.
Amazing, man. That was crazy, man. Hey, Karen, we got to let Daz go. If you got something, it got to be like 10 seconds, Karen. Go ahead.
I just got a second. I want to say, this is a great interview, and I'm so delighted to hear you, give big ups to people that did things that they don't often mention. But, I know you're going in the studio every day, feeling yourself doing your thing. Are you dabbing at all in any artificial intelligence? And I don't mean artificial to make up what you do good, but are you using any of the modern things that artificial intelligence does to make your work go faster or go harder?
Now my son let me hear my voice over a YG song, and it just really, fucked me up inside, But it's like, I'm learning it. I'll be writing poems and stuff with the AI and stuff like that, and just learning it. You know what I'm saying? And how can we get better insight on what's going on in this computer world? You know what I'm saying? So don't be internet stupid, you know what I'm saying? Learn a lot more, you know what I'm saying?
That's
How can I get in on the AI shit?
That's you. That's you. I know you're gonna do it, and I'll be looking to hear more of that coming in. It just makes it better. Like you can be a Beetlejuice about 5 times, get beside yourself about 5 or 6 times all at once.
Definitely. That AI is a monster.
Indeed, it is, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, CL.
All right, Miss Carey.
Anything for you, no problem. Okay. Well, Dad, look, there's other questions. A lot of people want to talk to you, man. You know, it's ill because it's like I don't know if you do a lot of interviews, man, because there's a lot of Jews.
I mean, just tell everybody hit me up at Daz Dillinger Music at Gmail, and I'll get with them.
Yeah, that's the question. Everybody wants to do interviews. Daz Dillinger Music at Gmail. I'll put it in the chat for everybody. And yo, man, thank you for pulling up. Project is out now. Go support it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if anybody needs it, it is up on Digiwaxx.
Digiwaxx. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, you already know you got my number.
Say no more, brother. You already know.
Salute.
Hey, no doubt. We're gonna get into another record. And man, that was amazing, man. I got to say that. Like, shout out to Dad. And Dick Griffey, man. Going into it, man. All right, let's play a joint. There goes something that's new. And then we're gonna bring in another flavor. We're gonna check out some other stuff. Check it out. Fab called This Life Forever, featuring Dios. You already know it's how it's going down. New Music Wednesdays. Great conversation with the legend, Daz Dillinger. And we're gonna get into a little bit of something different. And you know, they ran over a little bit, but it's cool. You can't hate on somebody that's contributed that much to the culture and whatnot. But we're gonna take it to a different side of town. Shout out to Mr. Day, holding down for Detroit. And yeah, man, let's get into it, man. This is coming straight out of Detroit. And we're gonna talk about the history of, we call it ghetto tech. That's been the name of the music over the years, as far as I know. It may now be called electro funk. People may have used and got it confused with EDM, but this is a style of music that originates in Detroit, and we have one of the pioneers of the culture here. Blessed to have him. And Mr. Day, welcome to New Music Wednesdays, man. How you feel? Oh wait, you on mute, man. This always happens. Don't worry about it. You on mute.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. We always get excited and we forget we gotta hit that little button. But
yes, sir.
Mr. Day, I want to thank you for joining today, man. And how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's so glad to be here with y'all.
No doubt, man. Hey, how cold is it in Detroit right now? Is it snow outside?
No, it snowed last week. It's moderate now. It rained today.
Well, that lake effect is a beast, boy. I tell you that. I like Detroit in the
You don't like the cold?
I like Detroit in the summer.
Get out of town. See, people talk that stuff. They talk that stuff, but here it is. Like, let's say if you in Atlanta or someplace like that, right?
Yeah.
You run your air at 68 degrees. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? We go outside, we got on coats.
I give people props from Detroit, man. They a little bit hard. They're hard nailed out there, boy.
That's because of the cold.
Anybody that willing to fight you in a dead of cold, you know that person.
They want you. And that's funny you say that. I like the cold because Negroes got to step lively. You can't bullshit around. I can't say that, can I? You can't play around on the corner.
You can curse, you can say whatever you want, man.
Yeah, you can't bullshit around on the corner because you'll freeze to death. You know.
So shout out to DJ Headrush. Headrush, there is a difference between the Midwest cold and the East Coast cold. There is
definitely.
A difference.
There's a difference.
We got an ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean current brings a little bit of warm air sometimes.
Yeah.
Y'all have
the Hawk.
A lake.
Yeah, we got the Hawk.
Yo, beast.
beastly. And I've seen what it looks like when that snow gets going, and cats is just, that they get shut down. So, let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
Are the Lions gonna go to the NFC Championship?
Uh-oh. Why you ask me a sports question? I thought you were gonna ask me a music question. I
No,
hope
not the music. Okay, well,
I hope so.
gotta see what's going on in Detroit, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not a sports guy, but yeah, I know they got a really good team and a really good coach, and I hope so. I hope they don't tear the motherfucking city up though. when it happened, you did that part.
Nah, man. Well, first of all, thank you again for joining, man.
I love to be here, man.
Yeah, man.
I love dance. That's one of my favorite groups beforehand. What you had, I love the dog pound.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, man. So let's just talk about who you are and the origins of ghetto tech music. The original. How did it come about? When did it come about? Who created it? There's all these.
Okay. All right. So it got a lot of different ghetto tech. You alluded to it, but that was a thing that was made by magazine writers. To encapsulate what people like we were doing, me and Craig, DJ Assault was doing, what DJ Godfather and different people that was producing this style. But before we produced the style, DJs were spinning this way. They would pitch up Chicago house records, mix in Miami booty, what you call it, booty records like Luke and all that kind of stuff.
Miami bass.
Miami bass, thank you. Miami bass records. And it was a style of DJing before we started making records to put into that playlist, is what you would call it today. But we call it the mix. Before we wanted records that would fit in that mix. And so we started producing to that. And it also, a lot of those records that they played were imports coming over from Europe and stuff, like records that was hard to get. So we would produce kind of like to that. So my background is in production, audio engineering. I'm a classically trained pianist. And so I had a career in hip hop and R&B before I even started doing dance music. So let's just talk about years. I started my career in 1987. That's when I got first dime I ever made in this business in 1987. I started producing what you would consider dance music in 1993. And it was just faster as far as the business of it was quick. And we was producing 12 inches like every week. So in a year, we might put out, man, I don't know, 40 12 inches. And then it started happening where they would pop other places other than Detroit all over the world. And it actually, one of our biggest markets are overseas. It wasn't even here in the States. So that's kind of where it comes from, and so then later on, when it started catching on, magazine writers started naming, this is called this ghetto tech, but we called the Detroit dance music. That's what we called it. We didn't call it ghetto tech. We just say, hey, this Detroit dance music. Because sometimes it's a house record, because you got to it was genres in there already. House and electro, these the names that they already had. Hip hop. We would take rap records and speed them up, to put them in the mix. So so to name it is kind of limiting it, honestly.
No, that's good. Yeah. And I appreciate the clarification, because up to you saying that now, I don't think many of us knew. It was just generalized. And I think you're right. Like a writer who knows nothing can come and write a story in one of these publications, Billboard, Rolling Stone, Spin, whatever, and completely, all of a sudden it's something else. So Detroit house music is really what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. The house scene was in there, the electro, like Old school records, like records, just R&B records. We took R&B records and sped them up. So it was really about the dance floor, the party scene at that time. It was a party music. And it's still to this day. I was at a set yesterday that they played a lot of the old stuff. It was really dope too. So it still continues to this day. It's evolving all the time, all the time. So from my background of production, I knew how to do it technically, but my partner at the time, DJ Assault, he understood what would move on the dance floor. So that's why I started collaborating with him, and we talking early '90s, man. And then we parted ways around 2000, and I started producing myself. And my idea at that time was, how would it sound if you produce that sound like a record? Like a real record, instead of it being like snippets and just stuff for DJs. And so that's when you start getting into what my sound is personally.
Dope. And like, besides yourself, who are some of the other pioneers?
DJ Godfather, DJ Assault, Drexia, Aux 88, Aux 88 definitely, and almost everything that's on that label that I can't think of right now. But all that stuff is sweet.
Beautiful, man.
K Hand, man, K Hand. Okay. I can't leave her out of it. K Hand. In Chicago, Barney's. What's the name of their label? I can't think of the name of that label. But anyway, it's out of Chicago. They made a lot of records like Beat That Bitch with a Bat and all those Four on the Floor, Hard House, cussing records. Let Me Bang, DJ Funk, DJ Sluggo, all them kind of guys from Chicago, pioneers. All very, very contributed to the fabric of that sound.
Dope, man.
Dance Mania. That's the name of it. I just thought of it. Dance Mania.
Okay. Dope. Well, let's talk about this new project.
The new project is an old project. So I dropped the album in 2000 called Electronic Funky Shit. Me and DJ Assault just broke up. We had just split Ville. And I put this album out. What I did recently is re-release it on double vinyl. For the heads.
Yes.
Because you can get it, obviously. I mean, every record is accessible for everybody all the time. That's the new reality of digital, right? But I wanted to give them something for them. So I re-released it on vinyl.
Shout out to the vinyl heads, shout out to the audio files.
Exactly correct.
And so on and so forth. All right, well, let's give everybody a little taste of what's going on. Some know, I think some know, a lot may know, some may not. Let's get into a record. Let's play. I'm gonna play the Sex on the Beach 2000.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, so we're gonna get into this. Y'all on with Mr. Day, from the what's the album called again?
Electronic Funky Shit.
Right, from the Electronic Funky Shit album. Check this one out. It's called Sex on the Beach 2000. Mute the phone, but it was some real house shit with you talking in the background, yelling at people, and that's part of that's part of the vibe to me. So I didn't want to mute your mic. I like, let it ride, man. It sounds like, but yeah, wait, where am I at? I'm sorry, my camera's off. Yes. Shout out to
thank you.
A little bit of electro funk energy going on here.
Right.
Even though this is from the 90s. So what are you working on today? Like what's you cooking on? Like, what's in the mix? What's going on? What are we working on? 2024 is almost over. 2025 is on the horizon. What are we expecting? What's the sound going? Where's the sound going What are you trying to put together? What's happening?
Man, I'm schizophrenic as hell when it comes to that. Like, I got jazz projects, I got stuff, I got hard bangers, like hard, like straight four on the floor, dance records. I must have 8 albums worth of stuff.
Did you say 80, like 80?
No, 8. I must have about 8 albums,
Okay.
worth of stuff that I didn't put out yet. And then, like the last record I put out, Soul and Mind, was a double CD. And the crazy part, I thought that was dumb. There was too much music. So the way I think I'm gonna put out records now is going to be like the 70s. You know what I mean? Like 40. No more than I can fit on an album, a vinyl album. So that's like 38 minutes worth of music, and put them out like that. Because the last record was 2 CDs worth. So that's what I'm on now. And it's funny, the young lady asked about AI. So I'm doing a lot of stuff with AI too. I got an AI drummer that's silly about it. It's so dope.
Fire stuff.
And then go ahead.
No, I want to hear what you say. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, then as a piano player, I'm still practicing a couple hours a day every day.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's
every day. Keep my chops up. Stay sharp.
Oscar Peterson style.
Exactly correct.
That level.
Yeah, exactly correct.
That's what I'm talking about, man. No, that's dope, man. So let me ask, like, because you mentioned Chicago, obviously Detroit. I'm sure other parts of the Midwest.
Memphis, though, too, was heavy in that.
I was going to ask you, what some of the other cities? What was the vibe in New Jersey, New York, Baltimore?
New York was a lot of love. New York was a very good market for us. New York, we were. I got a good ass New York story to tell you. I don't think I ever told this story. All right, so me and Assault, we had a thing in New York. I can't remember the name of the joint, but we had to play it once a month. And so we had to play this
Shelter. What they call the Shelter?
Yeah, it was the Shelter.
I know. Listen, man. Shout out to Merlin Bob.
Yeah.
Shout out to little Timmy Regisford, and all of that. Those are that's family, man. So
right, dude, it was the Shelter. So we played the Shelter once a month, and the Shelter was cool as the other side of the pillow. And so the cool part was they would pay for a hotel for us, but you know how it is. We had a couple of girls that would travel with us that did the hooks and stuff, and we would let the girls get the hotel, and so we would crash in the van. And my ass, a couple times I would go to New York, just play the gig and drive right back to Detroit once a month. Other times I would get the first flight out of Detroit to go to New York, and then get the last flight coming home. Because my shrewd ass didn't want to pay for the $400 hotel room. that extra $400 at that time. I'm like, yeah, that's great. I was a wild boy, man, too shrewd.
Nothing wrong with that. That's actually called good economics.
Okay, all right, thank you. But a lot of good times in New York. New York was a good market for us. New York, Toronto, Berlin, Tokyo, LA, Memphis. But that's what it was. In this sound, it's city markets. You know what I mean? Like city markets, and they're adjoining suburbs, the cats that was into this kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And some places they didn't fuck with us at all. It was even love it or hate it kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to my man DJ Don Q.
That's my guy.
Shout out to Kim James.
That's my guy.
Shout out to who else is out there? My boy DJ Head. Shout out to just all of the dope DJs from Detroit. I know, you know, I met them through hip hop, most of them, but
yeah,
they all have that culture in them as well.
yeah,
And
sure.
you know, I just want to, say that because people just don't know, So shout out to everybody out of Detroit.
My cat was Jesse the Body.
Jesse the
You
Body.
you hip to him?
Nah.
Jesse the Body played records on television. That he was on the new dance show and the scene, which was on television. This cat big time in Detroit, like for submitting the sound. He's deceased. God, he's not with us no more. But Jesse the Body was a giant in making this shit like acceptable. It was crazy. And RJ Watkins, who owned the station, never asked us for. He would just play the shit. Never asked us for anything. You know what I mean? Not like it was no ulterior motives whatsoever. He was just with it.
Well, I wish we'd go back to that.
But it's hard.
The radio.
Yeah.
Because that's how music got discovered.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people that's the most creative don't have a budget. It's just
we was broke as hell, man. We had no budget.
Exactly. Until you actually were accepted by enough, and you got enough people behind you the way you could get paid. It just never happened. So that's a good story to hear because
no, them brothers was like open arms. And now we on TV. His studio is literally, I could walk to a studio. I'm in my studio now. I could literally walk to his studio from here. Who can walk to a TV studio and get their record played on television?
That's crazy.
Nowadays.
Not too many people. I don't know if anybody.
If anybody.
Right. Well, let's play one more joint.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's get into Throw. And
that was a big record here.
Let's get into that one and come right back. You already know today. And check this out. Let's do it.
You know my chat is tight.
Nigga, what your ride like?
Bitch, you know my.
Oh, you played it. I never even. They never play that version.
Well, that's the version I got. That's what we going with, and it's all good. Word. I know everybody.
They normally play the instrumental. That's the one they bang, and they're the vocal. Lord Jesus.
Oh my God.
Man, that vocal rough.
Hey, listen, man. Music is music. It is what it is. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to the sound. And
what you like? Doom. That was dope though.
So
6-4, you did that vocal. Good guy.
So anybody 2024, 2025, you're looking forward to working with, in terms of
anybody dope. Anybody dope. On the real side, like anybody dope. I don't care if you play a dope flugelhorn. I want to see you.
Yeah.
Anything that's slick.
Yeah. And shout out to Kier. My bad, Kier, man. It took him a second to get on. I was multitasking. I think I missed him the first time.
There you go.
I was on the call for a second and maybe he came off. But yeah, man. Shout out to Kier. Kier, how you doing, man?
Hey, there you go. There we go. Hey, man, no problem. I know how it gets, technical difficulties. The main thing is that you got the guy on, talk about some good old ghetto tech.
Yeah, just talk about the culture, man, and I appreciate it so much because something that we did use as a general term, but there's a lot more history behind it, and I'm happy that Mr. Day was able to clear it up and really, let us know what it was and how it actually came about, which is, speeding up different genres, and then of course it created its own. So, big up to Detroit. Big up to even, what's it called? We go across that bridge, man. I had so many good times in Detroit, going from Detroit to the casino, coming back, wilding out.
Yeah. We party well. We party well.
That's how I do, man. If you have never been to Detroit, y'all need to go. There's so much music, man, from some of the best singers I've ever heard. in my life, and I mean that. Shout out to a group I used to work with called 7 Mile. They were incredible.
You know, I did a record with that cat.
Which one?
I'm gonna
Glenn?
send it to you. Dion Lucas.
Dion.
I did a
Squeak.
Yeah, I did a record with him. I did a record with Squeak, and it's dope. And it's a ballad.
Some of the best singers I've ever heard in my life come out of Detroit. And I know the Temptation. I know everybody gonna talk about Motown.
No, but that's back then. That's back then. But we still banging now. Today.
Yes.
Yeah, today. I'm gonna send it to you.
Vocalists and stuff. So, but yeah, man. Just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for jumping on and just talking and connecting with our tribe here and building. And please send me the music. I'm
gonna send it to you right now. It's in my other screen. Right, okay. I'm gonna send you that record. It's funny you bring him up. Beautiful guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, beautiful guy.
The whole crew was cool, man, and they was some real Detroit cats because they would get down too. So it was wild. But
CACL, I advocate for anybody black to make it to Detroit at least once.
I do too, man.
People make claims, but Detroit is and has been probably the blackest city in the country for decades.
It's definitely one of them. I will give it that. And I'm happy that people are buying up the properties and actually starting to fix them up. That's the one beautiful thing about Detroit too, is that people are reinvesting into it. I'm hoping that brothers and sisters can keep the properties and fix them and rebuild them and build back Detroit. I know the auto, there's a big story behind all of that, but out of that pain, all of that stuff comes some great energy and new energy. And I just want to see the city get back to that, man, because it's more than
the last time you was here.
Man, it has to be at least 8 years now. I'm way overdue. I'm gonna come out though. I'm gonna just drive out. 10-hour ride. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna come and hang out, man. I got a lot of friends in Detroit, and I just need to come and hang out, man. Shout out to all the ladies and.
Well, here's the thing, CL. Besides being black, I mean, you guys here at Digiwaxx about DJs and DJ culture. We are heavily steeped in DJ culture in a bunch of genres, whether it's hip hop DJs, whether it's techno DJs, whether it's ghetto tech, all genres, we have them. We have a bunch of them, and they have been out in the world. From a DJ Spivey to a Jeff Mills to Dilla, Dilla DJ. We just got a ton of cats, man.
Out to Dilla. Yeah, and I feel like, all it takes is a conference or a festival. I really think a music conference would probably be really good in Detroit. A lot of music minds come from Detroit. People have seen it from, 50s all the way up. New music minds that have seen it with the successes of obviously Eminem and D12 and of course Big Sean. To the R&B side of it as well. So maybe getting everybody together for a conference. And I'm a big advocate for that because it's just a lack of communication and connection a lot of times that stops the growth and the promotion of
we'd be happy to facilitate that and help make that happen.
Yeah, man.
And here's the funny thing. I didn't get on when your man Daz was on, but not to cut you off, but it's so funny. West Coast really adopted Detroit sound because all the music they use out of the West Coast pretty much came out of Detroit, between Detroit and Dayton,
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, Parliament.
I'm gonna say I let you get away with house music. You ain't gonna take part two. Like, wait a minute.
That's where came from. Head Rush was a staunch Chicagoan, and he would not have any other.
No, we didn't take house. Y'all got the house. Hell no, we didn't take house.
But the whole funk situation, all Detroit. George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, Ohio Players were first released on the label out of Detroit, Westbound Records. Roger and Zapp recorded their first song right in Detroit, United Sound.
United, yeah.
It's a ton, man. It's a ton.
I took a.
So is it safe to say that everybody left their hometown to come to the Black Hollywood, which was originally Detroit, because of Hitsville? Is it safe to just say that? Because
not really for Ford though. Ford though, before they wasn't coming to Motown. They was coming for that good automotive job.
That good automotive money at Ford, right? But
yeah, that's where. Yeah, that's
when it came to the funk
but everybody
happened
we
after
named,
Motown.
Right. So everybody we named that's involved in funk came from Ohio.
No, not everybody.
No, they were Detroit.
Kurt Yano, we call him Chong. He wrote on Tommy Dog. He Detroit. Like it's really damn near 50-50. Junie is Detroit all day.
Because I feel like Detroit was Atlanta before Atlanta.
Detroit made Atlanta. Detroit was Atlanta before Atlanta.
So Detroit is basically Black Hollywood.
In a way.
Without the glitz.
Or the glamour. Or the glamour. No,
without the glitz.
Or the
but the
glamour.
musician, I mean like Hamilton Bohannon, Bohannon was actually a teacher in Detroit.
Yeah, the same way I was going to talk about Cass Tech and the whole Thelonious Monk came to Detroit. Thelonious Monk, great jazz pianist, and he never saw so many pianos as he saw when he went to Detroit homes. It's very common. The music is in our culture. They have a piano in the house. So it's who we are.
That's a great comment. I think that's one of the dopest comments I've heard, because we wonder why the musicality has dipped. And it is because you don't have a piano in your house today. It is because you don't have an instrument. A piano is such a...
It's universal. It's ubiquitous to MIDI.
That's a great point, man. That was a great point.
Thank you.
Well, listen, man. I want to tell everybody, thank y'all for pulling up, of course, for New Music Wednesdays.
Hey, thank you for having us. Thank you for playing the record and bringing minds to it. You can find me at electrofunk.com. I'm always available for whatever, collaborating, anything. I'm open to anybody to help them do anything.
Well, that's a great thing. D, I know you sent me an email, but maybe you want to put your email in the chat. That way, whoever wants to
That'll work.
Out there with some music.
That'll work. I'm putting in the chat right now.
Remixes, all of that stuff. Link up, man. Link up. Yes. All right. Well,
all right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Anytime. And keep us up on what's coming out on that side of the music culture too. If there are other people that have dope electric funk records, or dope Detroit house records, or
whatever, Ghetto Tech, I'm gonna put you on.
Please, keep us connected. That's what we all about.
That'll work, man.
Word. If there's some R&B, I want to hear what you sent with Squeak. That sounds crazy.
I sent it to you.
I gotta
get. Already got it.
I gotta get his number.
You already got it. It is a dope. He's the first person. There's 3 different singers on that record. He's the first singer.
Yeah, I gotta get a number on him, man. That's like one of my.
Me too.
Oh, you ain't got a number on him? Dang.
Nah.
I'll try to track them down, man. I don't know what happened to them brothers, man, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I fuck with them heavy though. I like that's my guy. Yeah, but you got the record. Tell me what you think about it.
Okay, I will do that. And
thank you.
We will do that for sure, man.
Thank you.
All right. We're gonna put 1 or 2 more joints and call it a day over here. Actually, probably 1 more. And yeah, check this out. It is the holiday time, so we gotta play a little bit of holiday flavor, a little Yuletide cheer. Tell me what y'all think about this one. Shout out to Victoria Monet. She has a Jaguar 2 Christmas. It's an orchestral arrangement holiday album. It's actually fire. I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked. Cause man, who knew that she would come with some crazy shit? So shout out to Victoria Monet for the end of the year holiday project that she got coming out, which is out. I shouldn't say got coming out. It is out. It is actually like 7 songs, all instrumentals with the orchestra. And I'll tell you, if you just want to hear music, no lyrics, and just vibe, but it got culture to it, rock with that project.
You can thank me later. All right. Well, next week is Christmas, 1 week from today, and we will be going live. We will be going live. You don't have to join, of course, but I will be here going live. Probably won't have a guest or anything like that, but we will be playing some new music, and we're going to get it in. So shout out to everybody. Happy holidays. If you don't talk to me or I don't talk to you and you don't make it, but, you know, spend time with the family, of course. And we might tap in for maybe an hour or two. You know, we just don't want to break our streak, man. Every Wednesday we've been here, and thank y'all for everybody who's joined and been a part of this journey and a part of the culture. Love y'all, and
Yo, Steve.
Talk to y'all next week. What's up?
Where can I find that? Where can I find that project? Is that on the website?
I'm getting it now. I mean, I'll have it by tonight, tomorrow. You'll have it on Digiwaxx. I can send it to you direct.
Yeah, bro. I like that. I ain't gonna. I like that instrumentation. How they put that together, orchestra, all the horns and whatnot, and then bring it back to the on my mama song with Damn. I like that, bro. I like that for real.
Yo, hey Rush. Hey Rush. Hey Rush.
Yo.
Yeah, did you see the short film, The Missionary?
Yeah. You said you talking about the short movie or the album?
Yeah. Yeah, the short movie.
Yeah, I watched
it. You like it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was all right. It was almost like The Wash. Like I couldn't get The Wash out of my head. Like the whole car wash movie. And I'm thinking, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I shared it with CL. I don't know if everybody's seen it. I was sharing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played
Yeah,
it.
I gotta run to a meeting. I'm gonna let y'all rock. Swerve, you could play it. I'm gonna give you the host. So I'll let you do that, but I gotta run to it.
Nah, don't do that. I'm at my spot. I'm about to do a DJ.
Well, listen,
we'll do it next time.
Everybody, we'll get on it
All
next week. I will talk to y'all next week. Peace and love.